everybody, and welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. Let me just get these chats in front of me real quick before we get started, because I have a lot I want to say here tonight. Plus, I'm going to be opening up the room and letting you guys come in the room as well to talk. So first and foremost, if everybody can hear me, everybody hit number 1 in the live chat so that we don't got to keep going through this. All right. So just hit number 1 in the live chat if you can actually hear me talk. All right. So the way I'm going to try to deal with the super chat thingy today is I'm going to be looking at it from my phone, which will kill my battery, actually, when you think about it, because I'm going to need this later when I open up the room. But I got a solution for that, too. So let me just get this done here. That way, if somebody gets a super chat, I can acknowledge it immediately. I got a solution for that, too. Okay, great. So you can all hear me. Good. All right, so let's get to this. Today, we're going to be doing all the smoke, too. And we're going to be talking about Shanny Rev, the Afro-Humanist. There's various different topics. Whoever got issues or whatever, we can talk about it or whatever. And again, I have my laptop here and I have my phone here, so I'm going to be able to see if somebody gets a super chat. If I don't see you right away, I'll try to get to it to the best of my ability. All right, because last time it was just too confusing. Last time. So anyway, there's a few videos that I got here I want to play, but before I do, I got a question for Shanny, because I know she's watching and I know Rev is watching. They do watch these shows. That's why they make their videos and their comments throughout the week and whatnot. Shanny, let me save you some time, Shanny, so that you don't got to keep making all these different videos. What I want to do is I want to hear why did you pick Rev when you had the opportunity, when you had the chance? A lot of you are going to be a little bit confused about all of this, but be patient. Shanny, I got a question for you. What was it, 2017 or 2018 or whatever? I don't know. Why exactly did you choose Rev over me? I'm just curious. And Rev, aren't you a little curious about that too, Rev? Was it because of your charming good looks? The hoodie that you was wearing? Was it because you spoke a certain way? Was it your Christianity? Why did you choose Rev over me? I just want to know why. Why did you choose Rev over me? All I told you to do is you have to get a job, get out your mama house. You know, I mean, just do the normal things that anybody else would expect you to do, right? I know one of the reasons was because Rev had that $700,000 in assets and property and everything and whatnot, right? And the money that he had in the stock market. And, me, I was presently unemployed, lost my job at least for a little bit. And then, I was struggling. And we know that you don't like the struggle. But I do want to hear a video from you, Shanny, on why you chose him over me. And then how do you feel about that? Like, if you can go back in time and do it all over again and you end up in the same scenario, would you do it? And I want Rev to sit right next to you when you answer that question. I want Rev to sit right next to you. Why did you choose Jason over me? That's all I want to know. And by the way, Rev, I am no longer calling you Rev no more. For two reasons. Number one, you and your woman had no problem when you guys get mad enough to say my real name on here and everything. That's number one. And then number two, you yourself use your real name on here all the time. So from now on, there's going to be no more Rev. You're Jason now. So Shanny, I want to know, or Shannon, I want to know why you chose Jason over me. I'm dying to know. And I like know all the little gory details and everything. I would love to know, because you had your chance before I knew the things that I know now. But I just want to know. I just want to know. But anyway, what I want to do, because you know what I should have done? I should have called this Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. I might actually do that one. Somebody might steal the title of my video one day. What y'all should do is do Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous and show how these people were living while they were rich and famous and what they were doing with their money when you do the wakey bickies and all the other stuff and whatnot. And then you'll understand why I have the attitude I have about rich people or people who got money. So the first video we're going to take a look at before I open the room, we're not going to deal with the Afro-Humanist right away. We're going to make her wait because I know it's late in the UK. And when she comes here, she's going to have to come in here and talk to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at, and by the way, Shanny, there's a reason why I'm asking you this, Shanny. Tell me something, Shanny. Since you don't like liars and none of them should be able to be in your life or hurt your heart, who was a better role model to your boys? Was it Jason or was it me? Who was more patient with your boys? Was it Jason or was it me? Who provided at least over the last year and a half to 2 years, more for your children? Was it Jason or was it me? As a matter of fact, you could put you and Jason in that conversation and neither one of you touch me. All right. So what I want to know is I want to know why him? Why him? You know what I mean? So, and what I want to do is I want to show everybody, because I found this video on YouTube, and I'm going to be a jerk today. When it comes to Shanny and Rev, I'm going to be an absolute pure jerk because I want a response out of Shanny. I want a response. Yeah, I'm reading these. Yeah, I see your comments. But anyway, I'm trying to focus on the videos first. You guys will have your opportunity to come in the room and actually talk. Nobody gave no whatchamacallit yet. So anyway, let me and by the way, if you're new to this YouTube channel, I don't usually pay attention to the live chat right away. Just be patient and wait, and I'll get to it. So let's get to this video about Rev's and Shanny's parenting skills. Now, a lot of you did not know this until I mentioned this on Drag's channel. Rev told me that Shanny body slammed one of the boys. But I'm going to tell you something. She's threatened to spank them on multiple occasions, especially Zachary, because he wasn't going to school. Well, not going to school. He wasn't doing the lessons on the laptop, at the stay-at-home stuff on the laptop like he was supposed to. You know what I mean? So she threatened them on multiple occasions. And of course, you know, the person who had the reason, you know, who was operating with his right mind went to her and say, look, you can't really do that. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me, let's do this one here. No. See, there's so many of them here. Okay, so let's do Rev is being released and the kids are devastated. This video is done by Ela T. Petty. I'm sure this is somebody's sock account, but this is the video we're going to take a look at first. Again, I'm going to be looking at my phone for this super chat if I need to stop and acknowledge any of you. So let me do a quick screen share here real quick. And that's if even super chats are even enabled, to be honest. I kind of hope they're not because that kind of distracts me. But anyway,
people are talking a lot. So let me clear this up. Jason's case was dismissed. The reason why it was dismissed is because of reasons of insanity. Like I said, it was a mental health factor. He's currently on a good medication. He is pretty much going to be going through mental health programs. And I wasn't lying about anything. So there's that. That's what happened. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what the future holds. We're going to move forward, and we're not going to let people put us down. But you know what? This is showing my sons how to be strong and how to say no to violence and no to abuse. You know, It's so gross what he did. Like, how can you kick an autistic child in the head and in the stomach? How could you do that? Date yourself for a long time. Oh, I will. Oh, I will. I will love the hell out of myself because no one else will.
Now let's get the full story here. You heard Shanny's version. Now it's time to hear the full version. That's not the reason why he got back in there. As I said on Dragnut's YouTube channel, if you haven't seen I don't know if it was during the normal show, but whether or not it was the members only show. You guys should know this by now. That is not the reason why Rev was okay. Number one, the reason why Rev hit the kids was because Rev felt was being how can I put this? He was being castrated by Shanny. Shanny wasn't making him feel like a man. He got mad. He went in the room and took it out on Zach. That is what happened. Okay, let me say this again. Okay, in short, Rev and her got into an argument. She castrated him, didn't make him feel like a man. He went in there and took it out on Zach. That is what happened. At least that's what Rev told me. Because Rev, the one thing about that dude, blah 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 talks and he talks and he talks. He doesn't know how to keep information to himself. All right, and even Shanny confirmed it when I went to her and I asked her about it. All right, the reason why he came back is not the reason that she's talking about. And he did not go get no I ain't gonna say medication, because remember she said that the reason he did what he did was because of the Abilify that he was on. That's what she told all of you. But the reality of the matter is, and I really hope the right people are watching this, okay? Because the gloves are off as far as I'm concerned. The gloves are totally off. And if they want to go to war, we're going to go to war. I have no issue with that whatsoever. They know how I am when I go to war. I don't take no prisoners. Prisoners are for wimps. Okay? So what happened was, it wasn't an allergic reaction to no belt. He wasn't to the house for and then getting the medication and getting psychiatric help. That no. See, what a lot of you probably already know is that I made a promise. When I made a promise, I made a deal with, well, not a deal. I said to Rev that if the house was cleaned and maintained, and he did certain things for me when I sold the house or when I rented the house out, he was going to receive X amount of dollars. Okay. When he got locked up, obviously, Shanny and the kids were the only ones there. So I made that. So I went to Shanny. I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. And she kept saying he ain't coming out of jail. He ain't never coming out. I mean, she started walking around the house, getting all confident, saying, I got this house to myself. A lot of you probably never seen that, but the neighbors saw her walking outside. Okay. Walking outside. Okay. Let me do this again. Walking outside. Okay. The neighbors saw that. That's how I know about it. She was making all these videos claiming that he was never going to get out. The reason why that man got out of jail because Shanny did not go to court. Had nothing to do with a mental illness. If she would have went to court and she would have pressed on with that topic, I can assure you he would have never got out of there. Now I caught it like I'm on time this time. Brick with Eye says he gave a $5 super chat and he says, "Can we get unblocked Dragnut? He won't super chat anyway. He is too cheap and needs money for strippers." I understand that, and he's already unblocked. He's not blocked from this YouTube channel. He shouldn't be blocked on StreamYard either. Anyway, getting back into all this, his main account should not be blocked because I unblocked it. If he is blocked, I'll go in here later in my settings and see what I can do. Let's get back to this now, okay? So I made these arrangements with them. I said, look, keep the house clean. They couldn't do that. I said, make sure that people walk through and they couldn't do that. They couldn't even show the house. They couldn't do anything. All they could do every morning was get up, play video games, and cry about not having medication all the time. I'm dead serious. All right. So when he got locked up, Shanny had a lot of money coming to her. You guys got to understand something. I offered Shanny upwards to anywhere between 10 and what was it? It was 5, 10. She could have got a maximum of 20 grand. She could have got a maximum of 20 grand, a minimum of 5 after I sold the house. All right. Anyway, I got another super chat. Angry Roach gave $5 and he says they bought 2 Alienware laptops and 2 of the newest iPhones, paid about $8K. Did they had any of that when they went to PA? What did they take with them? Okay. Let me just finish the story and then I'll answer that question. Let me keep that in front of me so I can see that because I still got to get used to this super chat stuff. Okay, so if I don't finish the story, I'm going to forget what I got to say. So the reason why she let him back is because I got on the phone with him and I yelled at the top of my lungs because Shanny got mad at me saying that you keeping secrets from me, yada, yada, yada. That's how she found out about what I promised Rev or whatever. Well, actually, Rev lied to her and told her I was going to give them 90, which wasn't true. And I had him put me on speaker and I made sure the whole house heard me correct them both on what was actually going to happen and what I expected them to do. And then the whole reason for him staying there was because I said that if he's not involved, nobody's getting nothing. I said that if Rev wasn't going to be involved, since he's out of jail and he needs somewhere to live and everything and whatnot, I'm not giving nobody nothing. Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking Shanny's only doing this for the money. I'm not stupid. You guys can say whatever you want about me, but stupid I am not. All right. Now, to answer this question here by Ingrid Roach, she says, oh, did they have the 2 laptops, Alienware laptops? Yes, they did. And they had the phones. Yes. Would they eventually pawn them? Maybe. I don't know, because when they first came to PA, they had a lot of stuff and they was going back and forth to the pawn shop. So some of the stuff they got back, some of it they didn't. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. But that's why Rev got accepted back. That and the fact that she said she was horny. Ironically enough, 2 days after she said she needs a man to stay over there. So anyway, let's go back to this video. No. What I want to do is I want to look at a video that was done by Shanny for Christ Sandapon. Is this when she was claiming to be an archangel, I think? When she was claiming to be Sadaphon or whatever, parody or whatever. But anyway, I want everybody to take a look at this. And I want you to listen to this conversation that's happening between Shanny and Rev. This comes after she laughs at Rev for not being a real man because Drag gave them a PayPal for him to be a real man and to stand up to her. Okay, if you don't believe me, you can go to this channel, Shanny for Christ, Saltapon parody or whatever. Okay, so let's go to this real quick, and then we're going to talk about why this is not performance art. Anybody who believes that this stuff is performance art, and they're acting and whatnot, you seriously need to get your head examined. This is them really fighting. Them claiming that it's performance art is damage control. So I'm going to get through this real quick, and then I'm dying to get to the Afro-humanists. So, and then I want to open up the room. So let me screen share again so you can all see what I'm talking about the mute, and you're going to hear them fight.
Why are you only using my clothes to wipe up your puke? I hope you wash those.
All I've done for you and your family, you can go to hell.
I can go to hell.
All I've done for your family.
I can go to hell. For what? For what? For you cleaning up your own puke like a big boy?
Do you know why I did this? It was for fucking money for our family.
And you want to spend
and you didn't help a bit with anything.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't help a bit with anything. Shit, and I'm done. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit, right?
Off and die. Everybody can die. I mean it.
Yeah.
Do you realize the fucking pain I was in? No, you don't care either. You never care about how I feel. And that's true. It's okay, though. I still love the people in my life. I love you, and I will deal with it. Fucking deal with it. You give a fuck. $2 of vomit. I'm going downstairs and I'm having me some fucking concentrate. Because I can lie. So. $10 well earned, Jay. Well earned. And you cleaned up. There you go. I will drink that coffee tomorrow with great vigor. Because I earned that shit. Wow. You earned that. First honest $10 in my life, I guess. Right, folks? Absolutely. I would agree with that. Definitely. I'll be abused all night because I'm so bad. I'm used to it now. That's actually a fact. I'm used to it.
I hope he washes my clothes. I really do hope he washes my clothes.
Hope you had a nice laugh.
Okay, so this is when a lot of you ladies are not going to like me. So if you're a woman and you're watching this, temporarily go to Miss Parker's channel. If you're a woman and you're watching this, go to Miss Parker's YouTube channel right now, or go to somebody else's channel, because you are not going to like what I got to say here. Okay, I'm a Christian. I have a different worldview than a lot of you that are watching. So this is my whole view on what you just got finished watching and listening. First of all, Shanny has this habit of inviting everybody into her life so that we can see every little tiny thing that happens in it. Everybody on here knows that, right? Oh, and by the way, a lot of that stuff that y'all saw in the background, a lot of that stuff went to Pennsylvania. I think that M&M bowl, I think I personally threw in the garbage myself, if I'm not mistaken. The M&M thingy that you guys saw in the background, and a couple of other things there that I either own now or I threw in the garbage. I'll show everybody what I have and what I don't have, just to give you a hint of just how wasteful they were at the end of the day. Let me make sure that you guys can hear me. Okay, so Shanny, earlier I asked you, Shanny, why did you choose him over me? He had $700,000. The money was gone. You're talking about how he needs to go wash your clothes. Shanny, this is the reality of the matter. That man paid for everything you own. Everything. Your boyfriend, not your husband, your boyfriend paid for everything you own. That means the laptop, the Mac, the shirt that you're wearing right now, the glasses that you're wearing right now. Everything that you own came from him. So, of course, he's going to be angry and upset at you when you guys are arguing over money. There are other videos on here where she's claiming that she made $10 on YouTube, or she made $20 on YouTube. I don't think a lot of you know, but they owe like I have this text message that they gave me. I don't know how far into all of this they were, because a lot of this stuff I was just ignoring. But they told me that they owed $6,000 in back rent. $6,000. So her bragging about making $10 or $20 on YouTube, I can kind of understand where Rev is coming from. So Rev, if you're watching this, I mean, to a certain extent, I understand that, but still, the entire time that they were struggling to do the things that they were doing, I wasn't. The entire time that they were doing what they were doing, when they were arguing about losing their fancy, mad, expensive private community house or whatever, I wasn't. So anyway, and a lot of other people wasn't either. 32,000. Wow. So anyway, Angry Roach says, gave $5 super chat, and he said, what did they tell you when she made him shave his head and eyebrows and have her write on his head? Why did he let her? Because he's afraid of her. Why did he let her do that? Because he is afraid of her. I think, honestly and truthfully, one of the reasons why he won't leave is because he's afraid she's going to beat him up. Shanny is extremely abusive to this guy. And Shanny, before you get on here and say Gman's lying, Gman's making stuff up, there are videos on here where people can see that you punched him in the eye. I believe this is one of the videos here. And there's other occasions where you have put your hands on people. You told me to my face while you were laying in that bed. Okay. Now, and I personally believe if you had that 700,000, I think you would have tried me. But when you were sitting in that bed, and in your right angle, you said, G-Man, I could totally kick your butt, because she picked up the pool table or whatever, you know what I mean, and moved and picked up a car supposedly. And I looked at Shanny, and I think I told people this story before. I said that, Shanny, you're a woman, so I kind of look at you a little bit different when it comes to fighting. Because if Red would have said the same thing, I'd have said, let's go downstairs and find out who can do what. You know what I mean? But as far as Shanny goes, as a woman, everybody knows that if I would have balled my fist and hit this woman, if I would have did that, I'd be locked up. This country cracks me up with this. We need to be feminist and everything. We all equal and everything, but then you can't do certain things. They kill me with this nonsense. But she said she could totally kick my butt. And I said, you know what? I got a ton of tools in that basement. One of them's a jackhammer. One of them was a sledgehammer. Yeah, the legendary sledgehammer. I had a 20-pound sledgehammer I had down there. I said, if you try me, first of all, I have just cause at this point. I'm going to go in that basement, and then I'm going to teach you a lesson, and then I'm going to throw you out. So she never got up and tried it or anything like that, but she can't totally kick nobody's butt over here. Somebody said in the live chat that what they have is not love, and that is 100% true. What they have is lust and codependency. That's what they have. Because if they had love, if they had real love, Shanny would force Rev to do what he needs to do to better his life. Like, I don't know, get a job. You know what I mean? Rev would tell her the same thing. Stop making these stupid excuses. We're not on YouTube no more. We all know you can stand up, go out there and stand behind a cash register and go get a job. But they're not going to do that because they don't love each other. They're using each other at this point. And I can tell you this is true. They're using each other. Rev doesn't want to be alone. He needs to be reminded about his mom. So what he's doing is he's going to Shanny to get that mommy figure thing going on with him and whatnot. And then Shanny's using him because, honestly and truthfully, who's going to wipe her butt? Who's going to brush her teeth? Who's going to wash her back? Who's going to do all of that stuff? So they're using each other. And I promise you, if any one of you make at least $5 an hour and you try to, and you tell Shanny she ain't got to go through that no more, Rev don't understand this. A lot of you do. She will leave him like that. She ain't got to be in that hotel no more. She don't have to use that garbage internet no more. She ain't got to do none of that stuff. Now, Shanny, if you do get a new man, they're going to require you to do a couple of things. Oh, I forgot to bring my prop over here. I promise to do it next time. They're going to tell you to take a bar of soap and go and take a shower. Okay, twice here, and in your private regions. And then after you do that, they're going to tell you to brush your teeth. They're going to tell you to wash your hair, get all the lights out and everything and whatnot. They're going to tell you to take care of yourself before you can even have a conversation on the phone. After you have the conversation on the phone, they're going to tell you that you got to leave. And then when you leave, you're going to have to submit. that you're not going to be coming on YouTube blasting out every, you know, your business to everybody on here. Like the entire time that she's arguing with this dude, she's looking at the live chat. That's something Brett Keane would do to try to bring attention to him. She's like the female version of Brett Keane. She takes all of this negative energy and she turns it into celebrity. And it's not the same thing like what I do on YouTube. I'm hated because people don't like the truth. I don't care who agrees with that or not, but people don't like me because people don't like the truth. And granted, yeah, I am a bit of a jerk here on YouTube. I get and I understand that. But the point of the matter is that she takes on all this negative energy and she thinks she's this celebrity and that, you know, she's getting all these views and that people are just going to give her money. No, they hate you. They hate the ground you walk on. They're not going to give you no money. They're going to throw bars of soap at you. That's what they're going to do. You understand? So, Rev, she doesn't love you, dude, and you don't love her. Stop saying you love her. Now, about the kids, I want to go back into this again because I have my own opinions about this too. There's been many of occasions, both on YouTube and when I met them in person, where Rev has said that he wished it was just him and Shanny. Well, he said that he wishes it was just him and Shanny. The man was not cut out to be a father. He's sitting there wondering why he's with a woman who can't have any more kids. Maybe God don't want you to have any kids, Rev, because you can't handle the responsibility of having any kids. You literally blamed everything that happened in that house on those kids. You blamed the house being dirty. Sir, let me explain something to you and Shanny. When you're dealing with minors, that responsibility falls on the parents first. Then it falls on the kids. Like if they have chores and you told them that they had chores and they didn't do it, that's one thing. It's another thing when you got two grown, capable people who could pick up a broom and sweep, which you all saw it. He attempted to clean up the place a little bit. And you know, in the latter days of them being in there and everything. But he couldn't blame the kids no more. The cat pee, the fungus feet, the horrible smell, that stuff still existed in the house. Leaving all of the garbage in the kitchen, nobody being responsible, tying the bags up and putting them in front of the place so that they can go. Nobody thinking about doing stuff like that. He blamed the kids for everything. And Shanny, you wasn't no better, Shanny. See, I spent a lot of time talking about Rev, but it's you. Let me tell you something. You allowed all of this stuff to happen. You allowed all of it. You allowed him to talk to them the way he did. You allowed it. You allowed it. And before anybody say, G-Man, you enabled, I cannot wait till you come in this room. Because the same way I'm going to get the Afro-humanists, I'm going to get the people out there who say I'm enabling all of this stuff. Because we need to get down to our definitions. We'll see who was enabling what. The bottom line is at the end of the day, I know a lot of you like that, the audacity. The bottom line is that Shanny wasn't no different. Okay? It wasn't like she was getting up and making sure the kids was doing their work. She was laying there in her little 90-degree angle, feet not elevated. And by the way, she ain't dead. She ain't got no blood clots and all that stuff and whatnot. She's full of it. But she never went on there and checked on those kids. I had to tell her the stove was broken in the kitchen. I had to tell her the refrigerator wasn't working. I had to, because I came in there one time, the refrigerator was. I said, what happened with the refrigerator? Well, G-Man, it's working perfectly fine. There's no cold air blowing out the refrigerator. It was melted ice cream all over the freezer. I had to go in there and do something with the freezer to fix it so it could start running again. And guess what it took? Taking my butt to the basement and flipping a switch. He was so lazy, he couldn't even do that. This house was originally his, and he doesn't even know that every now and then, when you use too much electricity at one time, that you got to go to the box and you have to flip it. That's how lazy this guy was. I told them not to let the cats in the attic, not to let the cats in the basement, because they might start chewing on the wires, which they did. Very hard-headed when they were living there. Very, very hard-headed. They were saying I wasn't their parents. I can't tell them what to do. I said, while you're living here, you're going to do exactly what I tell you to do. They know exactly how I am. You can say I'm controlling. You can say whatever you want. The bottom line is that they were just very hard-headed. But Shanny wasn't like I said, Shanny wasn't the best herself. All right. Zachary would come in the room and say, Mommy, you know, I'm hungry. I want this, that, and the other or whatever. And then she would go give him food. And then Rev would stop her from doing it, saying, what are we going to eat at the rate that these kids keep eating all the food? Your kids are unstoppable. They just eat all the food. They just eat all the food. They just eat all the food. Meanwhile, he got his little peanut butter. He's got his big a gallon of tea that he has by his side of the bed, and in the occasional crackers or whatever he had there. Shanny had everything else over there, and then the majority of the food that you had to cook or microwave was downstairs in the cabinets or whatever. So they would the kids had to go in there and ask for food. Now, kids at their age usually are allowed to go in the kitchen and take what they want if they got hungry. I would come over there and there'd be big bags of like these big cakes in the garbage, a whole packages of donuts thrown in the garbage. Like they would take a bite out of it and throw everything away. And I believe what they're going through right now with the food situation is God's judgment on their lives, because these people never appreciated what they had or what has been given to them. They're sitting there complaining about ramen. They're sitting there saying they wish they could have pizza. They're sitting there wishing they could have a sandwich instead of taking what they got and giving God thanks. Nothing you people on YouTube is doing to them would be happening to them at the severity that it is happening if these people was more thankful for the things that they had. They are not thankful. They're not thankful. That little video he did saying, oh, the donations you guys are giving is appreciated. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, $10 ain't going to solve our problems, man. We need to get more money than that. How are we going to go get it? Meanwhile, Walgreens is hiring. Walmart is hiring. CVS is hiring. What else is around the area that they're in? Dollar General is hiring. All of these places are hiring, and they don't want to go there and apply for a job. The last time I saw him go apply for a job, the man had a tank top on, he had shorts on, and he smelled like funk. And he smelled like pure funk. And don't give me this garbage, Rev, that you ain't have no deodorant, dude. I was bringing you deodorant and body spray all the time, dude. There was a working washing machine in the basement. You could have washed your clothes down there, dude. I was going to go through the rest of these other videos, but I really want to just spend some time. There's also the child neglect video done by a YouTuber named again Ella T Petty that I wanted to play, but I'm not going to play this. I actually want to get to the next part of this, but I want to finish ranting first. So Shanny, I want to know what was so great about this dude, and even right now, what's so great about him? Now, you couldn't get me if you tried right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm dead serious. You couldn't get me if you tried. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, you could. Why him? What is he doing for you? Okay, Rev won't leave you. Why won't you leave him? You got the Durango. You have everything that he has. The only thing that you don't have is this man's soul. He literally gave you everything. He can't give you a soul, and I'm convinced that if he could, he probably would have gave that up in a little box and gave it to you. Is it because he allows you to live and just do whatever you want without holding you accountable to all the false teachings that you do on your YouTube channel? And trust me, Shanny, I'm aware of how you feel about witchcraft. Can't wait till it's time to start talking about that. Okay? I'm fully aware of how other religions has affected your thinking when it comes to the faith. Didn't you say that Rev led you to the Lord? That Rev was responsible for bringing you to Jesus Christ? I'm listening to this guy talk about the Bible, and it's like, neither one of you know what you're talking about. I told you guys the story. I was in a car with him at 11 o'clock at night. We was going to go to Pizza Hut. And I think you guys saw the video when she was bragging that she had all these pizzas. And that was my idea, because I think Drag made a YouTube video claiming that he was going to go to Red Lobster. I've been trying to get them to go to Red Lobster forever. I was going to spend $300. And I was going to say, as a family, we're going to go to Red Lobster. First, she wants to go. And then she says, no, I want Delta 8. Then she says, I want Delta 8. She didn't want that. I have Skype messages where I kept saying, what do you want for your birthday? I was going to buy her a $60 PS5 game. She said she didn't want that. No. First, she wanted it. Rev wanted me to give it to her, surprise her. Then they're saying, we really want to get medication. Then she complains about it in her video, saying that Gman keeps bringing her Delta 8. Gman keeps bringing her Delta 8. You won't stop asking for it. But you know what? I bet you wish you can get it now. I bet you wish I can come over there now. I bet you that. Tell me, Shanny, was that video with you lying, saying that I gave you a death sentence really worth it, Shanny, at the end of the day? Are you ready to apologize, Shanny? I seriously doubt you will, because you never do. Okay? I want to know why you thought that man was better than me. When you was in Boulder, Colorado, and you was bragging about being a diva 2 rich white people versus 1 poor black man, when you sat there with that little scarf on your head and you was acting all cocky and conceited and everything and whatnot, right? When you sat there and you allowed that money to destroy your soul, you had integrity, at least a little bit of it, before you got involved with this guy. You got all of this money and it changed you and it destroyed it just destroyed everything about you. You became a totally different person. You started to believe the lie that you can do whatever you wanted on social media. You can say whatever you wanted on social media. You started dealing with that life of a free spirit after you were dealing with me, and you want to refer to black people as the N-word, and you want to be on social media and be allowed to say whatever you want to say on here. Then you want to be a pro-whitist saying, oh, if the black man didn't do this to the white woman, then maybe, you wouldn't be going through this and all this other stupid mess that nobody forgot that you said. You got forgiven for a lot, Shanny. I don't think you understand this. So I'm going to rebuke you to your face. Okay? And the rebuke is this. Okay? You ain't all that in a bag of buffalo wings. You let that money change you. You're broke. Let me say this again, Shanny. You're not worth $700,000 no more. You're broke. That black sweater that you wear that your man bought you that costs like $200 or $300, throw that sweater in the garbage and edify yourself and go to the store and buy yourself a decent sweater that smells good. Okay, go buy a really good sweater. You could probably get one at a bargain basement store for $20. That will be in better condition than that trash sweater that you still wear. Stand up. Stop accepting defeat. Get a bloody job. Get a job. Work. Earn your money. Tell me this, Shanny. I'm talking to you, Shanny. Why didn't you marry this man in Boulder, Colorado? Why were you so concerned about losing your food stamps? You were worth $700,000. You were worth all this money. You had houses to give away to people, according to him. Because, according to Rev, you had power to do these things, right? You change the story every 5 minutes. But tell me this. Why didn't you marry him? You want to know why? Your goal was to spend all this man's money, which you did, and you thought you was coming over here. You were completely and totally delusional about me, my character, and what I stood for. You should have known from watching my videos what I was down for and what I wasn't. And I certainly wasn't going to be doing those 3 ways, especially with a man involved. Oh, no. Oh, no. Nothing like that was ever going to happen. Nothing like that was ever going to happen. You convinced yourself, like you always do when you're making stuff up out of thin air, that I would be down with this stuff, and I wasn't. I have made it crystal clear on the kind of women I like. Crystal clear. Don't care about the critics. I don't care. But if you honestly thought I was going to be dressing up as the Joker, putting lipstick on my face, standing behind you while you leave, you must have lost your mind. And you thought I was going to be... It would be crazy. That was never going to be me. Ever. There ain't nobody's coochie that good that exists on planet Earth that would have me doing something like that. And yes, I said that on YouTube. Nobody's coochie's that good. I'm sorry. You were delusional. You played yourself. You played yourself. Then you would send your little yes man to try to feel out the waters to see what I'm into and what I'm not into. The truth of the matter is, if those 2 kids was not there, y'all would have been out of there a lot sooner than when you was. Because Rev kept saying, you really gonna throw 2 kids out in the street? Notice this, he never said anything about the parents. He always said, you're gonna throw 2 kids out in the street. And I would look at, obviously I couldn't do it. So, without going into a lot of detail about that, but I think people understand where I'm coming from with that, I think now. But I want to know how that dude is better than why. That's all I want to know. Come on, Shanny. Your ego can't take it. Make your little YouTube video and explain. Oh, and don't forget, I got all of your past videos. I met you in person, so you can BS these people on the internet, but you ain't gonna do that with me. I want to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And then you're still with him. Wasn't you the one? Somebody's got to find that video. No, as a matter of fact, I know where it is. It's on Fundy Archive. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm not even going to sing it. I'm going to show everybody what was said on Fundy Archive. I'm going to show you how pompous. Oh, Lord. No. I need that video. Hold on. I'm going to show you how pompous and arrogant this woman was at the end of the day. Fundy. Like I said, I got a different attitude about these archive channels now because they preserve our videos for us. So I want everybody to see this here. Oh God, that's a Bella video. Anyway, so let me do this here. So, okay, she did a confession video. I recommend that you guys go see that one. In that confession video, she goes out there and she says that she used me to get Rev as the oldest trick in the book. Read the comment section after that if you want to know what I think about that. Okay. So let me find the one. I don't want no scrub. What the heck is that video at? Because this is what she was wearing, but I don't think that's the video. Now, I know a lot of people like to talk about Shanny's mother, Betty. When I find these emails, I'm going to read them out loud to everybody. Let me tell you what Shanny's mother was telling me, because this is before me and Sabella started to really go back and forth and whatnot. Where Shanny's mother was telling me that I needed to back off and leave them alone because she told me that she still wanted me. And I'm going to show all of you this. She knew that that she was using Rev for that money. And a lot of people are not wrong about that when they say this. I can't find the video where she's singing it, but it's probably on the Gman Marked by God video. Okay, so anyway, she was singing this song saying that she didn't want no. Wait a minute, hold on. I know how to find that video. I'll show everybody that video again. Gman Marked by God. Let me just go there real quick. Gman Marked by God. Gman Marked by God destroys Shanny. I want people to see how arrogant this woman was. Okay, here it goes. I'm gonna show everybody this here. Here we go. I'm gonna show everybody this now. I'm gonna mute and you watch this video and you're gonna see what I'm. One minute, Shanny's a diva.
But may I say, I am a motherfucking diva? And I don't like some fucking fool scrub calling up my phone or freaking blowing up my phone with text messages being desperate.
The next minute, she isn't.
So you...
Sorry about that. So if you want to watch the rest of that video, you can go find this. Type in Gman Marked by God, Gman destroys Shanny, or whatever, and that video will show up. But she called me a scrub. If a lot of you don't know what a scrub is basically a man who can't pay the bills of another woman, or somebody who is unemployed and can't pay the bills of another woman. That's what they mean in the hood when they call you a scrub. Okay. Now, mind you, she was swimming in money at the time. Right now, she's swimming in nothing. Right now, she's swimming. As far as I'm concerned, she's swimming in her own excrement. Okay, that's what she's doing right now. That's what she's swimming in right now. And I'm not on here begging YouTubers for food. I'm not on here begging YouTubers for money. I'm not on here doing none of that stuff. And for 2 years, Shanny, I took care of you. And I wasn't even your man. Actually, technically, I kind of was your man for 2 years. Technically, I was. If you want to be honest. I gave you somewhere to live. I gave you food to eat. I gave you medication. I comforted you. But technically, Rev just sat there and just received all of it. He had no problem with another man taking care of his family. I want to know why this wimp, why Rev is supposedly better than Wah. That's what I want to know, Shanny. I'm dying to hear your video response. We both know you're not going to make that video because if you do, you're going to embarrass yourself. I got the whole world on my side on this particular topic. I'm sorry. So I even got the Lord on my side. That's how bad it is. Gman, the sugar daddy. That's what I was, the sugar daddy. So Shanny, why Rev? And let me ask you this. I do believe Chris is available. You want to see how low I can go, Rev? You want to see how low I can get? Your ex-husband, for what I understand, is available. Shanny, he's a drive away in Duluth. Maybe if you go to him and you get on your hands and your knees and you kiss his feet and you suck up to him and you beg him and you plead to him, maybe he'll take you back. At least you have a roof over your head. You be able to eat decent food, have decent internet, because his internet isn't any of that stuff. Think about how you talk to everybody, Shanny. When are you going to give that global apology to all of the internet? Well, like, when are you going to do that? Because you can start there. And then number two, you can throw Rev out for doing what he did to your kids. You can get up and go get a job. You can fix all of this. Of course, you're never going to do none of that because then you would have to take responsibility for the things that you said and the things that you've done. But Shanny, I also got other beasts with you too. By the way, I'm going to open up the room for people to come in here soon. You know what? I'm going to save that for when I got Vecco in the room. When it's like me, Vecco, and a couple of other Christians in the room. But there's something else we need to talk about. And it's this claim, Shanny, that you are of God. Because here's the thing, Shanny. You and Rev ain't married. The state of Pennsylvania does not recognize him as your husband. Okay? That is not your husband. That is your boyfriend. Rev, that is not your wife. You can leave anytime you want, dude. Anytime you want. There is no obligation to stay there. You don't even got a kid with her. And you're going through all of this for nothing. How many of these YouTubers you think, Rev, would give you $500 tomorrow as a donation if you left Shanny right now? I'm just curious. How many of them do you think would actually help you, Rev? If you owned up to the things that you did and you actually did something for yourself. You ever thought about that? I mean, really leave. I ain't talking about no fake driving around the block and then being between the house and the neighbor and then claiming that you're somewhere totally different as if they don't know what color the house was. Like, I remember watching that video and I was like, oh my God, they can't even tell a story properly. Like, why would you make the video there? Like, Walmart's over there. Go to Walmart and then make a video or something. But why do it there? Yeah, like give me a break. Okay? So, Rev, Shanny, you two need to go in different directions. You're not good for each other. Shanny spent all your money, Rev. Deal with it. She played you. Deal with it. And get your life together, dude. You're still young. I think you're in your 30s. You know what I mean? You can recover and you'll have support. You'll have support. Shanny, go the other direction. Go back to Chris if he'll take you. Oh my God, you're gonna have to publicly apologize to him. You're gonna have to oh my God, the crow that you're gonna have to eat. Woo! And honestly, the odds of him taking you back, Shanny, matter of fact, the odds of you getting a boyfriend that's aware of social media is 0 to none. It will take a divine miracle for that to happen. Because they watched what happened with you and Rev. Good luck fixing that. Good luck fixing that. But anyway, let me make the room available because I'm going to show everybody this video done by the Afro-Humanist. And we are going to talk about this claim about Gman being a grifter, according to Rev and according to certain other YouTubers, that Gman's a grifter. Let me get off Shanny here for a bit. Gman's a grifter. Gman uses his charm to deceive people into into getting things. Well, Afro-Humanists, you're going to get your opportunity to come in here. We're going to talk about this. We're going to look at a little video here. And I don't care if you don't come in here, because in your video, you get kind of arrogant saying that I'm demanding your attention. Really? I'll show you how I handle my business, lady, in a moment. But anyway, let me make the link available for people to come in here. Okay. There is the link to join the show. I'm still trying to keep my eyes open for the super chats. If people decide to give, if you don't, I'm going to do my show regardless. But let me see something here. The Afro-Humanist made this video here. And she made a video saying a response video is Gman a grifter. Now, here's the thing about the Afro-Humanist from what I can glean from her. She is a fairly new atheist. She uses a lot of the lingo. She spends a lot of her time doing bionic dance type videos, talking about why this proves that God doesn't exist and all this other stuff and whatnot. And I think they're lame arguments. I'm not really here to deal with that. I just want to deal with this issue of whether or not I'm a grifter. I think all of the Christians watching this who knows my body of work knows anytime she wants to have a discussion about whether or not God exists, I am more than game. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But am I a grifter? Am I a grifter? You think I just laid into Shanny? You wait till you see what I'm gonna do to this Afro-Humanist, because I'm gonna turn her. If y'all don't turn her into a Lowe's, I will. And I'm not playing. Sabella,
So
how are you?
I'm good. I have a list of questions from the chat. Let me pull it up. And I will copy and paste the list in the side chat for you. I also have a video. I wanted to know if you had seen it.
On what channel?
Hold on. Let me pull that up too.
Is it the video when she first gave me the house?
No, it's a video.
I seriously doubt anybody downloaded it.
It's a video that Jason made to you.
Okay. The Afro-Humanist asked a few different questions in this particular video that I'm dying to get to, but we'll get to that after. If you want, I'll share the video if you want.
All right. That's the first part of the list of questions.
All right, let me see. Miss D-Day, sewing and raping. Why did you overlook all their bad behavior until now? Is that the first question? Or this is the first person with questions?
That is the first question. Firefly would be the second question. It didn't space out correctly.
All right, Miss D-Day, sewing and reaping. Why did you overlook all their bad behavior until now? Firefly, G-Man, can you? Okay, hold on. So I'll deal with the...
I'll try to paste it.
Okay, so here's the Misty Day thingy here. Why did you overlook all their bad behavior until now, Firefly? First of all, I wasn't overlooking anything. I was quite verbal about things before I was told to mind my business and everything, particularly about their relationship. That's when they told me to mind my business. As far as their parenting skills and what they was doing with their kids, I was extremely vocal about that. So I wasn't overlooking anything. That's the first thing. G-Man, can you at least admit that you enabled them the most? Let me see something here. So, okay. So I'm assuming Dreadhead and Dread All is somebody different. All right. So who is this? It was Misty, I think. No, this was Firefly.
That was Firefly. Yes.
No, I did not enable them. I don't enable people to mistreat children. Here's the thing. I don't talk about my personal life on YouTube, and I don't talk about and you, considering the situation, my back and forth with Drag and some of these other people on the internet, I wasn't about to get on YouTube and start talking about a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? Especially when I had them in person, and I could say a lot of this stuff in person, which I did. And I was extremely verbal about it. You know, I even told Shanny that I thought she was crazy because Shanny wouldn't even let William go outside and make friends with the kids in the neighborhood. I thought that she was crazy for not having Zachary have underwear. I said this stuff to her. Let me see something here. Dreadhead, Dreadhead all. See, I gotta be careful now because somebody gets a super chat and I don't see it. They're gonna get offended.
I'm watching in case there is a super chat.
All right. So let me see something here. Let me see. Dreadhead. I'm saying that if this woman was so bad, why deal with them? Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, hold on. So Dread All says, I'm saying if this woman was so bad, why deal with them? Why buy them stuff? Why not actually put your foot down and say clean, or I'm calling CPS? Okay, so let me answer that question. I put my foot down on numerous occasions. I almost got into a fist fight with Rev on multiple occasions. I almost threw them out on multiple occasions. I got called the N-word while they were there. They were calling me things outside of my name. Whenever Shanny got upset, I just boiled it down to her being emotional and told them that if the circumstance was a little bit different, I would have threw their behinds out that particular day. Because a lot of times when she would do this stuff, it wasn't to my face. It was always over the phone.
Jules' question is next.
Why buy them stuff? No. Why buy them stuff? Because they didn't have anything. They brainwashed me, and I'll just say it like that. They brainwashed me into believing the Delta 8 was actually for their pain. And obviously I don't believe that no more. Jules tells all says Shanny owns a brush. Yes, she does own a brush, but I think she uses it on her wigs or her porcelain dolls. But she doesn't, which I own by the way now, for porcelain dolls. But she I never seen a brush in her actual hair though. I as a matter of fact, I might have seen them shower once out of the whole year and some change that they were there. Heather wish washer did he smell like a rotten a-hole in cheese, because that's the kids according to him. Shanny owns a brush. Heather wish was it smells like a rotten a-hole. Okay, that's not a question though. Okay, let me see something here. Sabella Shoppers. Okay. Dread all says, I'm saying that is that if the woman was so bad, like,
that's when you wrote
wait
answered. I'm reposting them one at a time now because it got all
okay, do that.
up.
Yeah, that actually helped. But yeah, a lot of people are trying to say that I enabled them. No, it's just the information that you guys don't have. I just didn't say nothing about it on the internet. I'm the exact opposite of Shanny. Shanny gets on here and blurts out her whole life story like a spaz, and I don't. I've never been that way. I'm never gonna be that way. I reserve certain information for myself and family only. I'm not getting on. And to tell you the truth, there are things about me my own family don't even know. So I know how to keep my mouth shut when I need to. But when I was there in person, I was verbal about a lot of stuff because you got to look at it from my perspective. What could they possibly say and do? It wasn't like they could tell me to get out or to shut up or anything like that. I told them on multiple occasions what I thought about what they were doing. Now, as far as why didn't I call CPS, I'm not you guys. I'll just put it to you that way. If they would have did something in my face where I actually physically saw it, then it'd have been different. Very different. Because I probably would have threw them out at that point. Burns and Cats, Gman, did you tear that bedroom carpet out yet? No. I'm actually going to get it professionally cleaned. As a matter of fact, that's supposed to be happening tomorrow. And the floor underneath it, I'm going to be removing the boards and putting new boards underneath it. Brandy, Cook, how did you meet those two? They drove up to the house. As far as meeting them in person, they drove there. As far as me meeting them on YouTube, I met Shanny on an internet call with the Bible Thumping Weenut and a whole bunch of other people before I got into the great debate community. And that was what Rand Campbell, Bible Thumping Weenut, Matthew 419, and a few other people. Rev, I met Rev in Nadia's room where we were talking about great debate stuff. Then that's how I met them. Porn women, what? Porndor?
It's a foreign name. I don't even know what it is.
Okay. I don't know your name on here. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you Porn Door. And that's all I see there. Sowing and reaping. Why? Okay. I'm sorry. When they are about to go live, do they know in advance what they are about to say? Well, that's actually an interesting question. They usually argue with each other a little bit. Then they rationalize some things and then they go live. But they also do things on purpose to trigger people on the internet. No, I've been here for several of those where they went live and says, watch what happens when I say this. They're gonna get totally triggered, especially when they wanted to sneak this drag or whatever. And by the way, also Rev and Shanny claims that I'm the one who ruined her life. But when I met them in person, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it was Dragnet ruined their life. And then Rev would refer to him as the N-word. And of course, I had some things to say about that. So, because I didn't like drag, but I hate that word even more. Let me see. Positive avocados. Anyone know what Jason's mom did for a living? I know she was involved in the stock market. I have no idea what she did. He told me, but I don't remember. J threesome with 2 women. If I was going to have a threesome, it would be with 2 women. I can't even do that because that's a sin in Christianity, but it wouldn't be with no dude. That's for sure. Let me see something here. I'll promise I behave. Huh? Oh,
Someone
okay.
else is in the background. Yes.
All right. All right.
Hi.
Hello. So then we got Heather Wishwasserwood. Wait a minute. Would I let her sit on my heck? No. I wouldn't let her sit on my face. No. Take down, man. So you like fat, nasty women? I don't have a problem with big women. Shanny would have to drop at least 100, maybe 150 to 200 pounds. Let me see. I want an apology. That's Mo's. I'll get to that in a minute. Positive avocados. Anyone know what? Jeez. Okay, I already read that. So what's the other questions, Sabella?
The next would be.
These ain't questions, it's statements. Yeah, Zach didn't wear underwear. No.
Jules wanted to know if the dolls were Jason's mother's because Shanny has never mentioned having dolls before.
Well, there's about no. Shanny brought those over from Colorado. There's this little blue box thingy that they left there, and it has about 3 or 4. I'm not there right now, but they had about 3 or 4 porcelain dolls in them. The next time I go over there, I'll show everybody what I'm talking about. And a lot of that expensive makeup that she had when she was bragging about it when she was in Colorado, I think some of it she still has. A lot of it went in the garbage, though, and I mean a lot of it. And it wasn't me; it was Rev. And I wish Shanny would stop blaming me for that because I Rev threw that stuff in the garbage. I did unblock Luke. I unblocked him before the show started. Let me see something here. Did you ever end up looking into hentai? What did you find? No, I didn't. I can do that today, maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't recommend it, but that's up to you.
Okay.
And that's the link to the video that I wanted you to see.
So, Sabella, you was around when Shanny first gave me that house, right?
Yes, I was.
Well, when Red gave me the house, right? Okay, you saw the little brief 2-minute video saying that she has an offer for me. First, it was a TD, and then the next video, she wanted to give me a house, right?
Right. That's correct.
How the heck am I a grifter if they're calling me?
Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to say what's going to make you happy? Okay.
Say whatever is on your mind. I'll remove myself.
To be honest, I think you were opportunistic because of what happened originally with the house. That when he decided to sell it to you for $1, you took up the opportunity. It might not be the most savory thing to do, but given what happened before, I can understand why you would do it.
That's not what I asked you. That's the second time. I mean, the first time.
Yeah.
The first time. We'll get to the second time, but the first time.
Did someone say you were a grifter for the first time? Or was it?
That's the thing. The Afro-humanist, the Afro-humanist doesn't even know the timeline. I believe I was going back and forth with dragging him, calling the police and looking stupid on YouTube at that particular time because I lost my job. And then she made a YouTube video saying that we have an offer for you. That they wanted to give me a TV. The TV that you guys saw in the picture on my community post is the TV that he was talking about. Then immediately after that, she made a video saying that she wanted to give me a house.
That's
I
correct.
didn't even know they had a house.
That is correct. Heather wants to know how you know Zach didn't wear underwear. She understands that that's a fact, but she wants to know how you know that.
Well, I put it to you this way. When I bought them clothes, I wanted him to try the pants on to see if they would fit him, because if they didn't, I had the receipt and I can go to the store to buy him some new ones. He went in the room and he would always hold his pants up like this. And me, Shanny, and Rev took him to the store to get him a belt on multiple occasions, but he's always holding his pants up like this. And when his pants was falling down, I noticed that he wasn't wearing no underwear. And I was like, "Where's your underwear?" He says he doesn't wear them. And then when I went to Shanny and Rev, I was like, "Well, where's his underwear?" He says, "Oh, he doesn't wear underwear." And then she started giggling and laughing about it. That's how I knew about it.
All right. Well, there you go, Heather. Now we know how he knows.
Yeah. So, as far as the oldest one went, the torture that poor boy was going through was that he got tired of sitting in that room all day, and Shanny would never let him go outside and actually try to make friends and interact with people. She would never let him do it. He was always in that house 24/7. Never got to go anywhere. So when I came there, naturally they would be really excited because I would say, "Okay, let's go buy some food," and then they would ask to come, and then everybody would hop in the Durango, and then we would go buy food and everything and whatnot. The bare minimum of my foot. All that bloody money I spent on food.
Baby Yaga wants to know how long I've been in the Great Debate community. It's been since 2010. So I've been here a while.
I knew Shanny was watching. I knew it. So, Sabella, you want to go check that out? Because they're over there running their mouth now, I see.
I will wait until later. I'm sure somebody will have it downloaded.
Yeah, she's over there right now. But all I want to know is why he's better. That's what I want to know. I'm genuinely curious. Because I know it's because he had money. Because if he ain't had no money, that would have been a no contest. I'm sorry. It would have been a total no contest. I can't compete with a little bit more than $500,000. And her mother wasn't lying when she said what she said about her regarding Rev. She wasn't lying because she told me. Wasn't you talking to her too, Sabella? I had an argument.
I had extensive contact with Betty. She
called you her daughter at one time.
Yes, she did. And Shanny accused me of stealing Betty from her. She even had me do a sit down with her siblings and both her and Joe after all that stuff blew up to explain exactly in detail why they wanted nothing to do with her, why none of her siblings would have anything to do with her, and why her parents were done.
She gets really angry whenever I tell her to go back to Duluth, and to go over there to her family, which she would probably be better off or whatever, but she doesn't want to do it. What's up, Vackle? She gets real mad when I tell her to go back to Duluth. She don't want to face that heat. That's what it is. She don't want to face that heat. And, okay, somebody had a question. Mommy Mo's look and insanity.
Yes, I'm actually here because I remember talking to you, and you accused me of lying about the Jim Dean, and I would like you to apologize for that.
Are you burnt toast?
I'm not burnt toast. I was the first person to talk to you about the Jim Dean. Remember? You were yelling.
So that must have been on the stream then.
Yeah, I was talking to you on stream.
I apologize about that. I apologize. I saw the video on Burnt Toast's YouTube channel where apparently they were drinking Jim Dean. Ingrid Roach gave $5 and says, "You're not a grifter, you're a survivor, like Lawrence Fishburne's character in The Predators." All right, thank you, Ingrid Roach. Yeah, so I owe you an apology. I'm sorry about that. On Burnt Toast's YouTube channel, one of the rare times she was right about something regarding me is when she showed the video and showed everybody that she was actually drinking Jim Beam, I guess. Whatever the heck that is.
It's whiskey.
All right. So she was giving him liquor when he wasn't supposed to be drinking no liquor. I actually got on their case about that too, because they had me under the understanding that he wasn't drinking no more. Now it's a possibility that he was having those fits of rages because he was drinking. That's possible.
It still doesn't make his abuse of Zach right or anything.
No, exactly. And again, what he actually did was he took out his anger on Zach because Shanny was degrading the guy, and Shanny has a habit of doing that. Shanny doesn't do a very good job with making a man feel like a man. She doesn't do a good job of that at all.
I mean, I understand that, but the thing is, the problem that I have with the whole entire saying, like, well, Rev was abusing Zach because Shanny was emasculating him. I don't care if Shanny was beating him over the head with a cast iron skillet. Excuses for
He shouldn't have did
excuses
it.
Okay.
Well, he shouldn't have did it. He had no excuse whatsoever. So it shows Rev's character that he'll pick on somebody weaker rather than dealing with Shanny. But like I said, I wasn't there for that, because if I would have saw that, Rev would have been sleeping outside. I would have never let him back in there. See, here's the thing, I'm not Shanny, and I'm not as nice as Shanny. I'm really mean when I need to be mean.
So you're making excuses.
I'm not making excuses. I wasn't there. And when I heard about it, I got on this case. That's all I could do. You got to understand something here. All right. You guys was already getting on them about all of this. CPS was already called. By the time I actually got there, the kids was already gone. It wasn't like I went there the next day and did something. The kids was already taken away.
You've been there around them for longer.
And I've been in an abusive, I've been abused by my parents, so I know exactly how it feels. That's why when people try to sit there and try to say that I enabled it and all of that, that's why I'm so quick to say let's bring it, because I'm an argumentative person on certain topics, and that one, nobody's going to get that on me. Nobody's going to get that on me.
May I say something?
Yes.
About Zach and him not wearing underwear. Zach is confirmed autistic. The fact that Shanny never even tried to find like an underwear brand that worked for him, that indicates to me neglect. So you were seeing signs of neglect way before Zach was even hit in the head, but you chose to do nothing. Like, I mean, if
that's not true, I bought him clothes.
If I saw a kid like that and I brought the issue up to the parents, and if the mom was laughing about it, I would have called CPS immediately, because that's just
See, I'm a little bit different though. That's the thing. Again, if you look at it from my perspective, the people on YouTube was already getting on their case every single day. When I usually get on them is briefly on the phone, and it's very much in their face when I'm dealing with them in person. Very much in their face. But you got to understand something. Unless I call the police or CPS, there's only but so much I can do. All I know is this: when I saw the kids didn't have shirts, or because I bought them coats, I bought them sweaters, I bought them pants, I bought them sneakers, and yes, I even bought them some underwear. Now you're gonna sit there and tell me that I should have called CPS. They was already coming there every day. And
so
they knew.
Yes, but the thing is that the fact that you were present there, you had the chance more of an up on people on the internet to call CPS and have something happen.
Well, you're talking about having the authorities go there and intervene and buy them some clothes. Again, you and I are coming from two schools of thought. All right. What I did was, when I saw them without no underwear, is I bought them underwear. I bought them clothes. I bought them stuff. You know what I mean? When they didn't have no heaters, I bought them heaters. I bought them all these things. So
Well,
for some people on here, they're gonna sit there and say that's neglect because I didn't do what everybody else was doing. But like I said, CPS practically lived there. They would come in here all the time, and a lot of times when they came there, they came under false pretenses.
To be fair, Gman, I will commend you for buying clothes for the kids. However, you were enabling Shanny and Rev to neglect their kids. And I'm not saying you buying clothes and food for the kids is a bad thing. What we're trying to convey to you is the fact that you saw them in person. You firsthand saw the house, what it is. You first saw how, the kids were being treated. There's only so much that strangers on the internet can do. Like, I could submit a report to CPS, but I'm in Southeast Georgia. I wouldn't have an address. I wouldn't have names. I wouldn't have any other information other than I saw X on the internet.
Okay, two things. Somebody in the chat said that G-Man's defense is that he wasn't mad enough to say anything. And then Donna Murphy says, ask G-Man if he told CPS what he observed or did he lie. Whenever CPS came there, CPS had eyes. They could see everything that was going on there. As a matter of fact, they knew full well one of the kids didn't have underwear. As a matter of fact, CPS didn't buy them no underwear. Okay? I bought them underwear. I bought them clothes. I bought them food. I bought them coats. I bought those things. Okay? So it wasn't like CPS was coming there and when they got in the house, they didn't see like all the trash that was in the kitchen and all that stuff. They saw that stuff. Well, a couple of times I was there to witness this. So, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like CPS was like, because CPS told them they had to clean up. CPS told them that if they come back there again, they need to do this, they need to do that. But you guys are acting like CPS actually went out there and bought them some underwear and they didn't.
I never said that.
No, not you. I'm talking about Donna Murphy and some of these other people in this
in the chat.
in this live.
Well, G-Man,
real quick,
I think that's because that's the claims that Shannon and Jason were making was that CPS was buying food, clothing, items like that for them and the children.
I'm gonna tell you this. When I went over there, this is what they told me. I know a lot of you say CPS don't do this and CPS don't do that. According to them, CPS was supposed to pay the light bill, which they never did. CPS was supposed to, and that's when the lights went off temporarily before they put it in Shanny's name. I would come there and there would be boxes of food, and then somebody would send them a microwave, which is still there. And mind you, they didn't value these things. Like she was more concerned about her games and her makeup than she was about the appliances that was given to her. That microwave that probably cost about $120 is still there. That air fryer, which probably costs over $100, is still there. A lot of the stuff that some government official bought them, you know what I mean? Even the notebooks and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff was still there. I don't know if it's not thrown away or whatever now, but a lot of that stuff was still there. The laptops that the school gave them, they didn't even prioritize getting that when they moved out. Dark Voices ASMR says, G-Man, help cover up abuse. You know what, Dark Voices ASMR? The next time I read one of your comments is going to be when you actually give me a super chat. How about that? Anyway, go ahead. Who hasn't said nothing yet? Silver.
Oh, I just spoke a second ago. I was talking about that CPS
I was going to ask a question. Torhilda, I think is how you say it. She wants to know.
Somebody says, you let them abuse. You let the abuse happen and did nothing. You know what? That's illegal. Revolver. Why don't you call the police and we can talk about that in the police station, and me and the police can laugh at you. Anyway, go ahead. Silver Harbinger.
Oh, me? Okay. Yeah. I was just wondering if you had like just a general ballpark figure of the total amount of money that you gave to Shannon, Jason, the kids' welfare, all of that during the time that they came back to Pennsylvania. I'm assuming after Jason's uncle kicked them out of the residence that he was in at that time and moved back into the house that you had. You have any idea how much money that was? I
talked about that on Drag Channel, and I don't remember at the top of my head right now. My mind's scrambled right now. But One of the reasons why Rev can't go back to the uncle, and I think y'all already figured that out with Shanny and everything, but his pride gets in the way a lot. I think his uncle would do a lot more for him if he actually asked him. But his big thing was he was always like, I don't want to keep going to him and asking him for stuff. But he had no problem texting me every other day for $10 for this, $15 for that, $20 for this, $100 for that. Ridiculous. And then Shanny gets on YouTube. Jimmy, look at everything I did for Shanny. You ain't do nothing for me except for that little rice cake that you gave me one time. And that's it.
Okay. Torhilda wants to know if you were relieved when CPS found a foster family for the boys.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Torhilda wants to know if you were relieved when CPS found a foster family for the boys.
Found a foster family? To be perfectly honest, I have not spent a lot of time thinking about that. To be 100% perfectly honest, I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about that. Because I have my own opinions about CPS and my own opinions about foster families and things like that. I'm a Christian, and so I got opinions about those kind of things. But the winter that they went through in that house and everything, it's probably best that they're where they are. And to be perfectly honest, I think Shanny's probably happier than Rev, to be perfectly honest, that they're gone, because that's all Rev ever complained about. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, these kids. They eat everything up. They do this, and they do this. The only reason they was eating the way they were eating to begin with is because the kids were there. If the kids wasn't there, I don't think I would have did as much as I did, to be perfectly honest, especially after Rev turned down that job. I wish all of you YouTubers could have been there for that one. All y'all cameras would have been on record for that one. The stuff that was coming out of my mouth.
Burns and Cats says, so you would rather see them abused with their biological family than with a loving foster family? That's her question.
No, I'm not saying that. I just had different opinions about CPS and foster families. That's a loaded question for me, because I have views about CPS and I have views about the foster system. You know what I mean? And they kind of clash with what I believe about the scriptures. So if I'm not mistaken, didn't I conclude that it's good that they're that considering the winter that they had, that they're probably best where they are right now? I believe I said that. I think people are trying to bring me to that conclusion that that I was really responsible for neglect. And again, that's illegal. So I would love to have that discussion at a police station. I need to get my laugh on, because that's baloney. That is straight up baloney. They want everybody to suffer. See, here's the thing. When we're talking about neglect, I think we need to be a little bit more specific about the definition that we're using here for that. Don't you think, Sabella? The reason why I'm saying that is because while Shanny and Rev is mostly responsible for what those kids went through, the YouTube abuse that their parents went through, that didn't necessarily help the situation at all. So
I think
that's what I'm saying.
Food is
I think
definitely
we need
neglect.
to be careful with this putting the finger at people stuff, because I got several videos on this YouTube channel making my own claims on here.
I think hoarding the food was neglect, and keeping the house the way it was is neglect.
Again,
Go
ahead.
I also think the fact that Shanny, let her autistic son wear no underpants underneath his pants is neglect, because, I'm autistic. As an autistic person, I have sensory issues. And most of the time, if the autistic person refuses to wear a specific item of clothing, it's because they have a specific sensory issue in regards to it. So the fact that Shanny never took the time or the effort to even try and find, something that the kid could wear comfortably with their clothes indicates to me that she is neglecting her autistic kid.
Both of them are guilty of neglect. I'm not saying anything about that. Heather Witcher says, should Shanny and Rev be criminally charged for child neglect? It depends on the definition that you're using and how you're using that. If you're saying that Rev should be criminally charged for kicking Zachary, he was already in jail. If you're talking about Shanny body slamming one of them, that she should have been got in trouble because of that. And if I'm not mistaken, for what I understand, her kids were taken from her multiple times. I believe not under Chris, but under another husband that she had before Chris.
When she was married to Doug, yes.
I don't even know who Doug is. I keep hearing that, but I don't even know who
Doug
that is.
is her first husband.
Yeah. And I'm sure she blamed everything on him, right?
Well, he
She
did go
blamed
to
everything
jail
on
for
him,
meth
like she blamed everything on
abuse.
Chris.
He did go to jail for meth abuse, but they were taken away because she was letting them play with her sex toys.
What?
Yes, that came straight from
disgusting.
Betty. The first time they were
That is
taken away,
nasty.
they were like 2 or 3, and she was letting them play with her sex toys.
Well, I can tell you this much though: if one of them don't get a job and start getting some money soon, if I understand the system correctly, she'll never get them back. You know, they're not going to want to hear that she's coming on YouTube being attacked by the whole world and making money that way. If one of them don't get a job, they're never going to get those kids back. That's one of the reasons why they got so mad at me about the about what I told them I would give them with the money, because I understand that they need money in order to get those kids back, because if they can't prove that they can take care of them, them kids, they won't be seeing them again until they're 18.
Do you see Ivan's question?
Ivan, let's see, do you think Jason targeted the younger one because he was scared the older one might become aggressive and fight back? No, I think they both would have been easy targets because William suffered from extreme anxiety, and I mean extreme anxiety. It didn't take a lot to get him going or whatever.
They were also both underweight.
I'm sorry?
They were also both underweight.
As far as I don't know how the heck they were underweight. They were eating a lot of food, that's for sure. And they were eating, and I mean they were eating a lot of food. Like, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Like, I would take them to, I don't know if you guys are aware of the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General. You can get a box of cereal for $2.50 there, right? Sometimes you can get 3 boxes of cereal for $5, right? No, for like $8 or something like that, right? And then if you go to the Dollar Tree, sometimes they'll have the name brands there. For before the whole $1.25 thing started, it was $1, and I would put like 7 or 8 boxes of cereal down there, and 4 boxes would be going like that. So I don't know. I think my mother once said that. Hold on one second.
Where do you think that food was going?
In their stomach.
Those kids didn't see a single drop of that food.
That's not true. There were 2 places.
Shanny was gaining weight, and those kids were just slimming down.
The reason why Shanny was gaining weight because Shanny didn't get up and exercise. She barely burnt 100 calories a day. As far as the kids go, the cereal went to 2 places. The first place it was in their stomach. The other place it went in the garbage. I've never seen so much food wasted in my life by that household before. They wasted a lot of food. Like they asked me to go out there and buy them a big chocolate cake because Rev kept saying Shanny loves chocolate, Shanny loves chocolate, Shanny loves chocolate. And I bought them a big cake, and then I would come there the next day, and that cake would be in the garbage after 1 slice was taken. They were wasting a lot of food. Like a lot of you out there, I get that you guys care about those kids. But some of you, like I said before in previous videos, some of the information that you guys have is not accurate. Okay, they were eating, but they were also wasting a lot of that food too. And then Shanny wasn't cooking. What's the point of buying macaroni and cheese, buying raw chicken, buying hot dogs, buying burgers if nobody's going to cook it? The air fryer could do all of that. Get the heck out of here. Come on.
I just want to ask a question. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm going to be as diplomatic as possible. Do you feel any complicity in the situation? Like,
am I responsible for how those kids were treated? No.
So
absolutely
you feel
like I said, I want to know the definition of neglect we're using. Are we using this from the year 2000 to 2022? Or are we dealing with prior to that?
Neglecting the kids.
Because there's a lot of soft people today that use that word differently than I do.
But what I'm trying to say is,
in order for us to have a conversation, we got to be talking about the same thing.
Okay, let me explain what I'm trying to explain. Okay? I'm not saying you personally neglected the kids. Most of the neglect we can all agree was done by Shanny and Rev. But what most people are upset about, especially the ones that are really mad in the chat, is they feel like you sat and watched and did nothing. Like, you have to admit there is a small fraction of complicity there. Just a small fraction.
No, there is none, because
right.
I never sat back and did nothing at all. Whenever I saw something, I tried to fill the void. Again, if they didn't have something, I got it. You know what I mean? If they didn't have gas, I got them gas. If they didn't have no food, I got them food. If they didn't have clothes, I mean, for crying out loud, the clothes that this woman's wearing to make her Twitch videos, I bought those clothes. That orange shirt that she's been wearing, I bought that. As a matter of fact, I have one of my own here too. I might wear it in my next stream. So in order for where I'm coming from, in order for me to be guilty of doing nothing, I would have to see it, not care, and not do anything. And there's a problem with that. Number one, it's happening on my watch. I'm a Christian and I don't play garbage like that. All right. And then all of that stuff can come back to bite me in the butt later. CPS was coming in and out of there all the time. Never one time did CPS try to implement me in any of that. All they said was, thank you for giving them somewhere to live and giving them a roof over their head. And CPS knew that boy didn't have
legally
underwear.
responsible for any of the kids.
No underwear.
You're not legally responsible, G-Man.
Real quick.
No, hold on for a second. G-Man, let me ask you a question, man. You see I'm calm. Bro, you really not responsible to take care of the kids, but the way you came on and defended them,
yes,
it made you seem like you was, you knew what was going on, but it made you seem like that you was comfortable with what was happening. That's the problem. The problem, I don't care about what they saying, oh, you know. The problem is that there's tons of videos of you yelling at the atheists, even me, telling me I'm wrong, telling me I should donate to them. And this whole time, you knew they were neglected. Now, neglecting is not just the physical. And I understand that's what you went through. But, bro, sometimes it's good to say, you know what? I own that. I was wrong. It's good to say that when it comes to that, bro, because you was wrong. You defended them so hard, it makes people right now want to attack you because of that.
I don't care if they attack me. The bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. When I defended them, particularly, it wasn't like, okay, when they did something, they didn't do something wrong. Like, for example, with the race issue. Okay, when Shanny was going out there using the N-word, people were justified for going after her and calling her racist and calling her prejudiced and saying that she shouldn't have said those things and whatnot. My problem was then she can't do it and make any racist jokes or anything like that. But then there's other YouTubers. I'm not going to mention names or whatever, but there are other YouTubers out there that are actually going out there doing the same thing, and they're not going after them. So if you're talking about those kind of defense, that ain't got nothing to do with those kids, what's going on in the house, or anything like that. If you're talking about Rev's temper, I have videos on here talking about his temper because I have a temper. Jesus said that you have to get the plank out of your own eye before you talk about the speck that's in your brother's eye, right? So I'm going to talk about my temper first, and then I'm going to know how to deal with somebody else's. So when I made my YouTube video saying, yeah, he's got a temper problem and he needs to work on it, that's not me saying, good job, Rev. Keep it up. No, that's not me doing it.
I watched you.
And plus, there was more than enough people on here continually attacking them on that. So what do you need one more for?
G-Man.
Okay, G-Man, listen, man. We had discussions when you got on me privately that you chastised me by telling me that I should have donated to them if I really care about the kids. I'm not talking about their tempers or the explanation you gave. I'm talking about when you came online and said you saw the kids eating, but yet you just admitted to saying that you saw them waste a bunch of food. So it's like, bro,
all of them.
You knew. You knew they were dirty. You knew they were.
Hold on a minute.
I'm just saying you
make
knew.
sure you understand what you're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
Shanny wasted the food. Rev wasted the food. Zachary wasted the food, and William wasted the food. They all wasted.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Guys, I have some really great questions from the chat.
And by the way, when I said that the house was dirty, it wasn't like I went into Shanny and Rev's room, and that room was smelly and dirty. Okay, I'm gonna take it a step further. When you went into their room, it was smelly and it was dirty. And it took me coming over there yelling at the top of my lungs saying everybody's got to get up and do something about this smell. That's not enabling it. That's not
But then you come on
to it.
YouTube.
That's me putting my foot down saying, do this or get the heck out. Period.
Hold on. You come on
And they went to that
YouTube and you attack people. You come on YouTube and you say people are wrong for saying that they living like slobs, or people are wrong for saying they're living in
That's
squalor.
not what I did.
You attack people.
That's not what I
G-Man,
did.
they got videos of you doing that, bro.
Did. That is what you
Hold
did.
on a minute. Hold on
They
a
got
minute.
videos of that, bro.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. There are videos and people on here talking about let them starve and let them starve. And remember, those kids was living there too at the time when they were saying let them starve. I got plenty of videos with that on there. So what I'm gonna say is this: if people are gonna be consistent, so try to come out there and say, "Dreamer, you're responsible for neglect," I can go right back on my sowing and reaping channel. I can show you the videos.
Gman, can I jump in real quick?
Entire community. And I don't have an issue with that. My thing is this: the one thing about me is I'm not stupid. I see when people are trying to get together and trying to get me to make one little statement, and I'm not doing it. David Anthony basically put it like this, and this is how I feel. Okay, at the end of the day, Rev is the man of that house. Shanny's the mother. The responsibility for those kids are those two. When I helped them, it was Christian love. Okay. Period.
Can I ask a question?
Guys, I really
hold on. I'm gonna say this one thing. I'm gonna
wait a minute.
I'm gonna say this one thing. I'm gonna mute.
Wait a minute, GP. As proof, what does the Bible say about charity?
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that you. I'm not saying.
The Bible says that we're supposed to. Hold on a minute. The Bible says that we're supposed to divide one another's burdens.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. It also encourages us that if you have two coats and you see your brother without one, that you take one of the coats and you give it to them. Okay.
Okay.
This is what I'm working with. I'm working with Matthew 25. I'm not working with this. I don't like how these people act on the internet. I'm not going to give them nothing to eat. And I dare you to sit there and say that you didn't have that mentality. Don't even go there with me. All right.
I'm not saying that.
Your name is.
Listen to what I'm.
Don't forget that.
Understand what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying that you're wrong for helping people. Absolutely not. That is the nature. That's just how we Christians are. We like to help people. I am saying that when you actually saw the filth, saw the cats urinating on tables, knowing that they are, cat boxes and cat litter designed for them to go and defecate and urinate at. When you saw all these things, the smell and everything that's coming out that house, you didn't take upon yourself to say, you know what, y'all to get this together, or I gotta talk to CPS. You should. That's my thing. Is you should just, as Christians, we also go against what we see as wrong. So if I see all that in my house, and I'm not saying you didn't chastise them, but if it continually happened, why didn't you go to see? Why you talk to CPS multiple times? Why didn't you let them know? Hey, something got to be done because look, they're not living the best way. You just said that Shanny wouldn't let the child out the house to interact with other children. You even said that the kid was walking around with no underwear.
Like, I gotta try to remember. This is a
no. I'm just saying, like you did a good job for looking out for them as a Christian, but there was a lot of neglect going on. I'm talking about
according to you. Hold on a minute. According to you and the people on here that's saying that I'm guilty of neglect, and that would be the morons. They're on here saying that I'm guilty of neglect because I didn't specifically call CPS. Right?
No. When CPS talk to you, brother. Can I ask you a question?
GP, hold on a minute.
Go ahead.
Is that objectively true, or is that subjectively true?
When that you didn't talk to CPS, that's subjectively.
No, it's not everybody saying that. It was just me.
When I saw the house not being clean and everything, was that subjectively true, or was that objectively true?
I don't know. Which one was it, G-Man? Because I wasn't there, so I can't speak upon it.
Objectively means that would be absolutely true. Subjectively says it's your own personal opinion. Which one is it?
Oh, I think it's absolutely true.
Okay, so according to the court of law in Pennsylvania, should I have called CPS because that's the house dirty?
You should call CPS when you saw seeing cats.
According to the law in Pennsylvania.
Yes, there's certain levels.
Hold on by law, G-Man.
GP. According to the law, GP, right? Should I have called CPS, or I would be considered an enabler if I saw the house dirty?
G-Man, enable means you just provided an opportunity for something. That's all it means.
I didn't do it.
G-Man, you're trying to G-Man. Okay, G-Man, let me understand what you're saying.
Hold on a minute.
I just want to understand you so I can answer your question. That's all. Let me understand you. You're saying that if a house is dirty, that should you call CPS? Now, a house being dirty to the fact that it can be clean, I'm not saying that's the reason why you should call CPS. I'm saying that it gets to the extreme that you're smelling, that they don't wash their clothes, that you see things that's not usually happen when you have a household of people there, like urine that catch urine on the table, things like that, or in different places, things like that. You do need to call CPS on because that's unsanitary. When you start seeing things that equal to unsanitary, you should call CPS. But just a dirty
So
house
GP, when I
that the
saw it,
parents is
according
cleaning,
to what I said on Drag
I
Channel,
can't say that, man.
according to what I said on Drag Channel, and according to what I said on this channel, what did I do when I saw that GP?
What you did when you saw that house in Colorado, you jumped down my throat first.
Sir, we're not talking about Colorado. We're talking about
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
okay. I thought you saw now. I don't know what you
What
did.
did I say I did?
I haven't watched Drag Stream.
You
I'm gonna
cleaned
tell
it
you
up.
what you told me. You told me I
allow me
was
to
wrong.
educate you. Allow me to
You
educate
told me
you,
I
sir.
was wrong,
Allow
G-Man.
me to educate you. Allow me to educate you. Okay.
Mhm.
I said that they had to clean the place up or get out. Let me say that to you again, because you're gonna
You
forget
cleaned
this,
it up.
try to take that same statement, and then you're gonna try to twist it up again. So let me
But they
save you some
didn't clean
time.
it up. You
I'm
did.
not
Clean up
twisting it
or
up.
get
I'm
out.
being real
Didn't you
honest with
say
you.
that the cats were pissing on the table on drag stream? Like they were pissing on the table.
Yeah.
That's
And the
I
unsanitary,
would
belongings in the
say
G-Man.
house.
around.
Hey
I
guys,
would say during the winter, that I would go over there, and the table that was in the dining room, that the male cat Gavin was going up there, and he was peeing on the table. They didn't use those tables downstairs for anything.
It don't
That
matter if
table in
they
the dining
use
room.
it or not, G-Man. That's unsanitary. You just caught the cat
Anyway, so let me get to my
urinating
point.
there.
Can we
Let me
let
get to my point.
Sabella ask them?
Let me-
Sabella's got some questions that she's posted in the back. Can we let
Wait a
Sabella
minute.
ask
No.
them?
I'm gonna finish saying what I was gonna say. Okay.
go ahead.
Again, that cat went in the dining room and it peed on the table. Okay. It was spraying or whatever the heck it was doing. And then I had to come all the way from where I was to go over there and do that and basically go over there and clean up that room. And I got tired of it. And I told them that they had to clean it up. Again, GP, I'm not sure how you're taking that and saying, oh, I need to call CPS because a cat is spraying a table. What kind of retardation is that?
How many times? How many times that they sprayed that table?
Hold on a minute, GP. They have a cat that's not neutered or whatever, and it was spraying the table, and the table was stinking. How do you get CPS from a cat? Hold on a minute. From a cat spraying a table.
Listen,
Dude, you're a property owner. I know you don't want to do that, dude. Like, honestly,
I have a cat that's not neutered. She don't spray the table. And you even said out your own mouth, G-Man, that they brooms smell like cat pee. You said that too.
My cat does not do that either.
GP, you sound like an idiot. Anyway, go ahead, Sabella. Go ahead.
I
I'm
have
saying, bro. Go ahead.
It looked kind of
All right.
suspect. That's all.
GP, please. Torhilda wanted to know if.
And by the way, GP, you're guilty of neglect too with your own argumentation. You're guilty of neglect because you saw the kids hungry and you never gave them no money to eat.
Why would I give them money to eat when it was going to drugs?
Dave, I know you're rolling your eyes, Dave, but I want to show him how stupid he sounds to me right now.
Hold on. G-Man, can I ask you a question?
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute, GP. In our private conversations, there was multiple occasions where I told you those kids was hungry and you didn't want to donate. Okay.
Now,
so I'm going to take your argument that you're making regarding me, and I'm going to say that you should be locked up, that you should have called CPS, and then you should have did this, that, and the other because those kids were hungry.
Okay. Now, I agree with you that.
Call CPS?
No, I never called CPS. I agree with you that I did
my
tell you.
Responsibility? Hold on a minute, GP.
Could I answer your question?
My responsibility to do any of this stuff, GP.
You're right. I'm not saying it is your responsibility to be a parent to children that's not yours or that's strangers.
Should I call CPS
I'm not saying
about
that.
how you behave as a parent? Hold on a minute. Should I call CPS about how you behave as a parent here on the World Wide Web?
Absolutely.
Why your kids are in the house with you?
If you feel like I'm not, hold on, G-Man. G-Man, if you feel like I'm neglecting my children, you should do it. If you feel like that I'm doing some child abuse, you should do it.
Dude, you get on YouTube and you make fun of people all day and you do all this other stuff and whatnot, and you're a parent and you got kids in your house while you're doing that. Now, mind you, I'm just arguing by your logic, dude. according to your logic, I should call CPS on you for being a terrible parent and showing
Are
your
his
kids
kids
a
online
terrible
watching
example.
him?
It's dumb.
But
Question.
G-Man, they
Let me
tell
ask.
me to watch
Please
more.
stop. Please stop. I'm not. Everybody, please stop. Let G-Man get his point out and let me respond because that's the only way we can slow this down and move on. If y'all keep jumping in, G-Man's never going to
I
stop,
want you to
and I'm never
respond
going
and tell me how it
to.
was my responsibility. Hold
Let
on a
him
minute.
finish.
Because a house was dirty. Now I'm supposed to call CPS and be a double like you. Go ahead and explain that to me.
Okay, I'm gonna explain. So I'm gonna explain it to you. If
And
I come
please, for the
in,
love
if
of
I
God, for once in our conversation, include this in it. Include this in it. Go ahead.
okay,
Oh,
if I
backwards
go
watching.
into
Go ahead.
um, if I go to
If I
if
go
I
into the
go
Bible,
into a house,
you're
oh my
done.
God,
Go ahead.
can I go? All right.
Go ahead.
If I go into the house and there's two able adults and there's children there, and I come into the house multiple times, I'm not talking about one time or two times, multiple times, yelling and screaming and telling them that hey, you need to clean up, and then I end up having to clean up the house because they don't want to clean up. Yes, that is a form of neglect towards children because they're allowing they made you clean up. Excuse me, you clean up because that was your house. Why are you cleaning up when it's their responsibility as adults to keep a? Now, I'm not saying a tidy house, absolutely not, but keep a least somewhat clean house for their children. Why is your responsibility to go wash down a table with a cat spraying or peeing on? Why is it your responsibility for
It
you
isn't my
to walk
responsibility,
to
but
go
I was over there doing
exactly
it. What does
exactly
that got
so
to do with
so as a
CPS?
so as
But,
an
but, but, but,
adult,
but,
if
but
I
wait a minute, wait a minute,
continuously
wait a minute, wait a
seeing
minute, wait a
that,
minute, wait,
I have to
but
call
wait a minute,
CPS.
but wait a minute, but wait a minute. I'm not going to call CPS because a cat is spraying a table. That's stupid. CPS is to protect children, for what I understand. Okay. Not to mention there's a communist thing he's involved in it, but we'll get to that one a little bit later. All right. I do not share your political views, GP, nor do I share your very soft 2022 views either. Okay. If I'm going to call CPS, it's because those kids are being abused and not because of something I saw on the internet. Okay. We're talking about cat pee. All right. Your arguments don't make no sense, dude. Like, honestly. All right. Now let me go to Sabella. Go ahead, Sabella.
All right. Torhilda had a question. Could it be that the boys ate a lot when you were with them because they didn't have food when you weren't around?
Well, here's the thing. Shanny was getting almost $800 a month, almost $800 a month in food stamps. I think it was like seven. She told me it was like $750 that she was getting in food stamps. Rev would go to when I wasn't there, from what I understand, he was going to the convenient mart a lot of times to buy their food because he was too freaking lazy to go to Dollar General, Dollar Tree, or go to Walmart. But when I went there, and this money came out of my pocket, we went to Walmart, Dollar Tree, and Dollar General to get the food. And I filled that refrigerator up and I filled those cabinets up.
But do you know for a fact that they were allowed to eat it when you weren't there watching them eat? I think is what she's getting at.
There was certain food that Rev and Shanny brought that they brought upstairs and they put in their rooms. Again, Shanny was on the right and Rev was on the left. And Rev would put certain things on his side, and a lot of stuff would go on Shanny's side. You can see it in the picture. I think that I posted in the community thingy or whatever.
Right, so they were hoarding food.
No, Rev was saying to me that the food was being eaten too fast, and I witnessed it a little bit because they went to 2 boxes of cereal, in one day or whatever. I remember one time I went there and they didn't have anything. Well, actually, it wasn't that they didn't have anything. Nobody wanted to get up and cook. Like they had like grits and like beans and like things like that, but they didn't have anything to form a decent meal. So I told everybody, let's go buy some food.
G-Man, you got to understand though that those boys at that age, they eat like horses. I know when I was that age,
I understand.
I eat like 2 whole large pizzas a day all the time.
But when you're poor, this is where me and you are going to have some disagreements. When you're poor, you have to portion your food because you only got but so much food for the month, which is 30 to 31 days.
I get that, but you're developing at that age, and if you decline those calories, you're stunning their growth. Everybody don't live in those suburbs.
Not everybody makes $100,000 a year. These two didn't make anything a year. These two was poor. So, and as far as that went, I understand why they did it. But there was a lot of food that I know I paid for downstairs, and I told them on multiple occasions, William and Zachary, I don't care what those two say upstairs. Any food that you want in this refrigerator or in these cabinets, you can go eat it whenever you want.
But if they're getting $800 a month in food assistance, I mean that's roughly $200 a week plus what you bought them.
Rev says, I don't know how people can live on this. The economy and the prices of food are going up so high.
Know how to budget.
No, what it was they was either selling their stamps or they was going out there buying those expensive sandwiches from the convenient mart.
Yeah, I agree on that, but there was enough money there between what you were providing, what you claim you're providing, and what the government was giving them to give those boys all the food that they needed so that they could eat enough to develop correctly. And kind of based on what you're describing here, it almost sounds like that wasn't happening. Plus, they were just throwing a lot of food away, which, I mean, that just sounds crazy to me.
Rev's online right now begging for Subway. Did you know that? Rev's online right now begging for Subway.
Can I ask a question, G-Man? Can you do me a favor? Can you go and film from the hotel where the Dollar General is and go in and prove that they do take EBT? Because they're scamming a lot of people by making them believe that nobody near them takes EBT. Thank you. That would be great. That would stop a lot of them getting money and grifting from people.
G-Man, is the nearest grocery store, they have to go on a highway? Can't they take a road that doesn't go on the highway to get to
Rev's
the
lying.
Hey, G-Man, can I ask a question?
He says he has to walk on the highway to go to the grocery store.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, where they are, there's a gas station there, and then there's a Subway, and there's like a whole bunch of convenient mart stuff in there. If you go in the other direction, right across the highway, there's a Dollar General there. It's right there.
That's the Dollar General.
He's lying when he says that he doesn't want to risk crossing that street. There are times when nothing is coming, where he can go over there.
He says he has to walk along the highway, not cross it.
No. All he has to do is cross it.
All right.
If you guys know where they are, get Google Maps. Get Google Maps, and you can see where they are, and then you can see literally what's.
Hey, G-Man. So now that you have everybody online listening to you talk, what are you gonna do?
I'm sorry. Say that again. I don't know who was talking. Say that again.
I think it was all talking Jersey.
I believe it was, but
I said now that you have so many people paying attention to you online right now, what are you going to do?
With what?
That's a good question.
Doesn't have to do anything. He's not responsible for nothing.
Cruella.
I'm not making videos.
What are you going to do with the attention that you're now getting? Are you going to be a better person, or are you going to continue to do what you've been doing?
Well, here's the thing. When you say that I need to be a better person, what do you mean by that? When you say that be a better person,
you tend to come online and verbally abuse people and make accusations that are untrue. So are you going to stop doing that?
Like what? Like what?
Of course he is.
Tell me something, I Talk New Jersey. There are several people on here that.
I think you said one of the people from Shield Squad was having an affair with their spouse. I think that you accused Dragnot of beating his wife or something crazy. So are you going to stop doing that?
Let me ask you this: on a typical day, how many people does Drag get watching his YouTube channel? Just curious. He gets more than 150 people. I think he gets like 400 on average. I think, right?
I have no idea.
Typically about 400.
Burnt gets about 1,000, I think, right? I Talk New Jersey. I will answer that question when you go to Drag's channel and you ask him that same question, and you go ask Burnt Toast that question. Then I'll answer it.
I have no idea, but my concern is not them; it's you. It's what you're going to do with your newfound celebrity.
Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't.
So when you had a question.
So in order for first and foremost, because you're an atheist and I'm not, right? In order for you to try to question me on whether or not I'm going to become a better person, first you got to point out what I did wrong, why it was wrong, and then tell me how I need to get better. And you have to prove that is objectively true.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. Change your behavior. You think because I'm an atheist that I can't question you.
No, I'm not saying that. This is the thing. If all we was talking about was your lack of belief, that would be one thing. You just made a moral judgment.
Dude, you literally just said that because I'm an atheist, X, Y, and Z. But continue.
Hold on a minute. You just got finished saying that I got all these people watching me. What am I going to do with it? Like that can mean a lot of things to me.
Yeah, that's what I said. What are you going to do with it? You're getting super chats. You're making money. People are paying attention to you. You could do big things if you
People were
just
paying
changed your
attention to
behavior.
maybe not on this channel, but people was paying attention to me before any of that. People been paying attention to me for about 12 years now. It's just now on this channel people are interested because I'm talking about Shanny and Rev again.
Not like
The moment
this.
I start
You've
talking about
latched
Shanny and
on to
Rev, I'm gonna have
Shanny's
like 4 people
madness,
watching.
and you've gotten more attention than you've ever got. And if you change your behavior
That's
and
not true, ma'am.
become a better person, people will pay you, even if it's
That's
simply to
not
tell
even
you that they don't
remotely
like
true,
you.
Ma'am. That's not true. I'm not on. See, me and Shanny's a little bit different. Shanny cares about the opinions of the people on the internet. I'm totally the opposite. Dave, can you please confirm that for me? Like, let her know. I honestly don't care.
I think you do. You just deny it.
But you made a big thing about getting
No,
super
I
chats.
don't. I don't care.
But I think because
I honestly
you
don't
make
care.
a lot of response videos, which means that
I make a lot of response videos and I talk about religious stuff.
I wanted to ask
I
you
am not going
something,
to keep talking about Shanny and Rev, but I'm just doing this now to teach her a lesson about what they tried to pull on me.
Okay. That's weird.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm not doing this for the same reasons everybody.
Yeah, but that's not very Christian. That's why, like that dude that I told you I could hook you up with, that is actually a theologian, won't deal with you.
G-Man, but I'm confused about something though.
I talk New Jersey. You're entitled to. Welcome to the United States. You're entitled to your opinion. I disagree with everything that you just said. Go ahead, David Anthony.
Yeah, you put out videos months ago where you're saying that that everything is great. Everything's wonderful with those two, that none of the accusations are true. The place, they're living sanitary lives, kids are eating, CPS goes over there for no reason and all this stuff.
I don't think I said all that.
Well, I don't
think I said all that.
you said that everything was okay. We were wrong, and we don't know what we're talking about because you're there, we're not. You said that.
Well, I had specifics that I was talking about. I didn't just say that universally say that you were wrong. I also said that there was a lot of things that they were saying that was right about them. As a matter of fact, it sparked Shanny making a YouTube video telling me to stop. I'm trying to defend them. I had to tell them that I wasn't trying to defend them. You know what I mean? I was just using them as an example to show the hypocrisy that goes on in this community. And in the same way that I Talk New Jersey can sit there and talk about some, now I got all these new people watching me. You know what I mean? And supposedly this is the most people I ever had watching me before, which is nowhere near true. Try the Drunken Peasants at 4,000 people.
Now, as far as you being,
trust me, I had a lot more people
accountable. As far as you being accountable for what you've seen or didn't see or knew or didn't know,
on your channel.
I don't think there's no law that legally compels you to report anything unless it raises to the level of like assault or something.
Yeah, if Red would have did that, I'd have called the police myself.
Yeah. So, I mean, now, would it be the decent human thing to do? Probably, depending on. I would have to be there to see it. But if it's how we're describing, yeah, I probably would have turned him in for CPS. If I
anybody would, David.
Huh?
Anybody would.
Well, a lot of people would call CPS,
but there's no law. Okay, but let's be honest here. There's no legal law that will compel him to do that.
You know what? You're right, David. I'm not saying that G-Man is guilty in the fact of that he should have did it. It's his responsibility to take care of the kids and all that. No, I'm saying that if you know shit is going down, then shut your mouth and just keep quiet. Don't come on YouTube. Don't talk to other people.
Something I do. But
I'm talking about shut your mouth against other people.
I see what's going on here now.
You know what I'm saying, David?
It's completely his choice.
So it sounds like GP that
you
don't
guys tell me
as an opportunity. Wait a minute. Sounds like you guys trying to that you and some other people, GP. I won't say everybody, that you and some of these other people are trying to use this as an opportunity to come back at me because of all the stuff that I was saying about you. Oh, okay.
I never mentioned anything.
Now it totally makes sense.
I could, but I'm not doing that, G-Man. I would tell you directly what I think. I always have.
When I have never told you directly,
I'm talking about
G-Man,
I'm talking about GP and his nonsense. Because here's the thing, though, GP. Okay, tomorrow, if I were to upload a YouTube video, let's just say, with you, just taking a couple of tidbits what you said on here. I should have called CPS. I should have did this, and I should have took some responsibility. And I took that same video, right? Mm-hmm. And then I showed your behavior on here and the things that you have said and the things that you have done. And you are a parent, as far as I know. As a matter of fact, you're a parent of more than one kid. And I started looking at your example, and I started saying, well, according to my opinion, I don't think you should have your kids because I think your kids should be taken away. So you know what? I'm going to take GP's advice, and you want to know what? I'm going to call CPS right now. He's on the internet cussing people out and doing all this other stuff and whatnot. Can you take his kids from him?
You know what CPS would have asked you, G-Man? G-Man, you know what CPS would have asked you, G-Man? Everybody, hold on. G-Man, you know what CPS would ask you?
I can do that tomorrow.
No, G-Man, listen. You know what CPS would ask you? Is he doing that in the presence of his kids? I am not. I'm actually in the basement. And then when they come to my house and they realize that I have an office in my basement or office in another room, and I'm quietly in the other room, while my kids is in their room or doing whatever they doing. You know what they would tell you? He's not doing it around his kids. The difference is I don't do this around my children.
Wait a minute. Now you're in trouble. Rev and Shanny got their room and the kids got their room, and they're doing what they're doing on the internet. And there are several videos on YouTube where people saying they're doing this directly in front of their kids. That doesn't work because now I can use an argument against you now.
G-Man, did I say that?
Understand how that works?
Did I say that?
How that works?
No. That don't work that way because I didn't say that. So that makes your argument invalid. That makes no sense, G-Man. If I said that, then you could use it against me.
Right down your throat.
G-Man, let me ask you the logic, G-Man. Let me ask you this.
I know, Retro.
Did I say that, G-Man?
I know.
There are people backstage trying to get in.
That's the problem, G-Man. Right. You use people arguments that says something.
Yeah, Jules and Luciferian American here.
I think she was in here already. Luciferian American.
Is it okay if I can say something?
Hey, G-Man, can I ask you one last question before I go?
Yeah.
Greetings, folks.
I was going to say something, but the way I see it in regards to the situation, you're not legally obligated to report to CPS. However, legality doesn't always equal morality. You know, there's plenty of immoral things I can do that is perfectly legal. But at the end of the day, it's just, you failed in your moral obligation to these kids. I mean, you've helped them, but you've watched them, being neglected. And
what moral obligation did I have to do? What moral obligation did I have to those kids? I didn't have them. I didn't have sex with Shanny and get her pregnant. What moral obligation I got to those kids?
Would you let her finish?
Like, I mean,
God, you've been interrupting all day. Sorry, go ahead. Mo looks at Insanity. My apologies.
A lot of child abuse cases could be solved by people speaking up and looking out for each other. The fact is, G-Man, and I'm not saying you're 100% nefarious for doing this. I'm not accusing you of being evil or anything. The fact is, you saw the signs. You did nothing about it other than help them and giving them resources, which were mismanaged. And I'm not trying to demonize you or anything. I hope you take this experience and grow as a person. But at the end of the day, I feel like you, as an adult who was there and saw it with your own eyes, had some sort of moral obligation to report it. You're not.
No, I didn't.
What do you think enabling means?
I didn't have a moral obligation to report nothing because I didn't see anything, man.
G-Man,
the second thing is this: I don't have a moral responsibility to the kids that's not even mine.
People are saying that you enable.
Now here's the thing, though.
Bro, you just sat for like days and told people that you saw the child abuse.
What do you think?
Now, what did I say for days? What did I specifically say? What did I specifically say? I ain't got nothing to say no more. Go ahead, Dave.
G-Man, what do you think?
You said that the children weren't being fed. You said that the house was in a state of disarray. That's child abuse.
It wasn't a house
like
in disarray.
Not keeping a clean home, not keeping the children fed. That's child abuse. And you are literally online telling the world how shitty Shanny was and how she abused her children.
Yeah,
you saw it.
I did.
That's how you can tell us about it.
Yes. Now, Rev told me about one of the kids being body slammed. It's not like that happened in front of me, and that happened in Colorado. You do know the difference, don't you?
So what happened in
I
front
had
of you,
no
G-Man?
proof that this happened. You just told me this. It's kind of like me coming to you and telling you that God exists, and then you just randomly believing
Yeah,
me.
but what I'm talking about is the fact that you
That's
have
the
been
thing, man.
online for days recounting what Shanny did.
Yes, I did. Now be specific. Because right now you're generalizing. Be specific.
There's no way
Crash,
that you could
kids
do
we
all
didn't
that and give
buy,
such in-depth information
cat
unless
pee
you
on the
actually witness
table.
it. And you keep saying that you witnessed it. You keep saying how
What did I
horribly she
witness,
treated the
ma'am? Are
children.
you trying to
That's why
say?
you've got so
Hold on
many
a minute.
people
Are you
watching
trying
you.
to say that I
That's literally
witnessed,
why I keep
ma'am?
asking you, what are you going to do
Ma'am?
after this? You are
Ma'am?
using your
Ma'am?
situation with
Ma'am?
Shanny to get
Ma'am?
attention.
Ma'am? Are you
I don't know
saying
if that's a
that?
ma'am. I don't think it's a ma'am.
No. That's Odd Talk New. She's been on here before.
That's a guy.
Ma'am.
Oh, it's a picture of a guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's that cussing preacher. I know who she got on there. She thinks she's slick. But ma'am, are you trying to tell me that I witnessed Shanny body slamming one of the kids when they was in Colorado?
No,
like you're just talking right now. You're saying that you witnessed
that, G-Man.
I witnessed a dirty house. I witnessed crappy parenting. I witnessed a lot of stuff. Okay, so I think your goal, Odd Talk New Jersey, is and certain other people on here goal is to try to show that I'm guilty of neglect, and now people should start coming after me. Hey, if that's what you want, don't sing it, bring it. Don't even sing it, just bring it, so that I can eventually get arrested, and I can eventually go to jail, and I can eventually laugh at you.
As far as Shanny body slamming someone,
G-Man, actually, that's not my
done
goal.
anything with that, G-Man, because it'd been secondhand. You couldn't have done anything with that. Except
I've told you on several occasions that my issue with you is that you're kind of a shitty person, and that's why people bully you. My goal is like to get you to understand that what you're doing is why people mistreat you.
I'll talk New Jersey. I'm a Christian. I'm persecuted on a daily basis. You clearly don't know nothing about my faith, lady. So I'm not looking for people to love me. That will never happen. It will never happen. Except for the body of Christ.
I live around Christians. I grew up around Christians. I'm from a Christian family.
Grew up around Christians.
You, sir, may call yourself a Christian.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Oh, no. Let me let her finish. Go ahead, I'll talk. Go ahead. I want you to finish that statement. Because when I make a statement about your atheism, I don't want to hear it. Go ahead.
I said, you, sir, may call yourself a Christian, but I never met one like you.
Okay, great. You never met one like me, but you was going to say something else. Go ahead and say it. So I can put you in the same category as Joseph Stalin. Go ahead.
Could I say something real quick?
Because I have no problem doing that, ma'am. Okay, because if you want to go there, I'll remind you.
No, before you kick me, that's literally was I said. I never met a Christian like you. You're shocking to me. As someone who grew up in the church, you
didn't grow up in the church.
Hold on, I'll talk. G-Man, the Shanny Rev, when you go to the house over there, did they have 10 garbage bags lined up in the kitchen? Was it cat litter on the floor? Yes, you did. When we play the video of the clip of you saying all that, you saying that the cat didn't only pee on the table, he peed in multiple places. There was pee in the child's room.
How is that neglect against children?
Neglect to you is physical abuse. Hold on. I'm explaining why this neglect.
I can argue they're slobs. I can argue they're dirty. I can argue they're disgusting. I can argue all of that. But how is that neglect? I said a lot of things regarding that garbage.
It's neglect because they're letting their children live in filth.
It's neglect because the town came and took the kids away from them because of the conditions they lived in.
These millennials and these people, no, not these millennials. These new kids today that was born in the 2000s and are starting to get older. They get on here and they talk about these topics as if they know what they're talking about. You clearly
we go by the definition. G-Man, do you not go by definition?
You sound like a diva. You want to sit there and you're going to sit there and tell me, well, G-Man, you came all the way from Philadelphia and you came to Scranton. And when you went in Scranton, why didn't you call CPS when you saw 10 garbage cans in the kitchen?
Yeah, why didn't you?
You say you saw 10 garbage bags. The worst thing you said was, G-Man, when you went to the boys' room, it smelled like pee.
I'm going to call CPS on you because I'm going to tell them that there's this guy out here. He's supposed to be a father figure. He's supposed to know how to behave on the internet. And he's getting on here acting like a Jack the Ripper or whatever. And I think his kids should be taken away.
David,
I can interject my opinions too, sir. And I have opinions
too. CPS probably slapped the shit out of
you. Know you like evidence of a false accusation.
You're just trying to shut up, GP. GP, seriously, dude. You don't know how to debate. You don't know how to disagree with nobody, dude. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. Like, honestly, if you want to believe that I'm guilty of neglect, then believe it.
G-Man, I'm going by your words and you upset.
Hold on a minute. I want you to believe it. I want you to walk in it. And when I do my all Christian stream, we are going to destroy you, dude. So like I said, you go ahead and you keep saying that. I'll invite none of the Christians in here and we're going to go by the word of God. And then I'm going to prove to you who knows what they're talking about, who don't. So don't go there with me, man. Like, honestly.
Man, I don't think you're guilty of neglect. I just think you're guilty of turning the other way. There's a difference. I don't think
you don't even know what neglect means. What do neglect means when we talk about neglect and child abuse?
What's your name again? Mo's back. I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't think you're guilty of personally neglecting the kids.
Oh my God! Someone's ingratiated themselves to him.
I think that you're guilty of looking the other way, and the way I see it, you know, I personally don't like you. I think some of the stuff that you say is very controversial. But the thing is, what you're trying to say is we're accusing you of saying that you're legally guilty of neglect. No, legality has nothing to do with it. There are immoral things they can do that are perfectly legal. And legality does not equate to morality. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? And the fact is,
what I'm trying to say to you is I disagree with you wholeheartedly.
So you don't believe in morality?
I'm saying that I disagree with your straw men and I don't agree with you.
He's disagreeing with your assessment of the facts.
So you're not moral then.
So,
do you know how long?
I appreciate you coming on here and expressing your opinion and everything and whatnot, but I disagree with you.
Do you
That's
know
the
how
thing.
long
I don't have to agree with
trash
everything
has
that you
to
say. It's
set?
like you ain't got to agree with everything I
You said
say.
the place was infested with flies. You know how long the trash has to set in order
So,
for
G-Man, can
flies to be that bad?
Can you please define child abuse?
Oh goodness me.
Go ahead, Dave. I'm done talking to you, Odd Talk. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I mean that's such a wide definition. Also, neglect would be considered child abuse, but and it gets wider. Seems to be getting wider all the time. But anyway,
see, this is my thing, Dave.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to double down a little bit. Not double down. I'm gonna have to go back to some of these other videos I made. They all are on here acting like they care about those kids and they have all of this concern for these kids and whatnot, right? In my previous videos, I made it clear that if you cared about those kids, somebody should have been mailing them some food. Somebody should have been mailing them some clothes.
It wouldn't go to the kids, G-Man.
Showing it, not talking about it, but showing it.
We've tried to tell you this. It won't go to the kids.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is because of how they're coming at me. Because they act like I just magically forgot about the last 2 to 4 years here on YouTube. Because I have not.
I don't understand
what I'm saying?
The reason why you feel you need to defend yourself.
And I'm gonna start kicking people. I'm gonna start kicking these troublemakers off my YouTube channel, and they're gonna stay blocked if all they're gonna do is come on here with their straw men saying that G-Man is first. G-Man, you did a good thing for helping them, but I feel like you're guilty for neglect. Okay, I disagree with you. Then they keep coming at me saying that that I'm guilty of neglect. Listen to me. They ain't my kids. Okay. This is going to be truth that a lot of people don't want to hear.
This is
not
the
my
only
kids,
thing they got,
not my
G-Man.
family, not my responsibility. Go ahead, Dave.
See, that's why I keep asking you what you're going to do after this, so we can move the conversation on.
There's the only thing they
Block
can lay
you,
at your feet.
Talk. That's what I'm going to do.
It's the only thing they can lay at your feet, G-Man. I'm not trying to defend you. No, it sounds like I am, but is that you didn't pick up a phone and call CPS and tell what was going on in the house. That's what they're laying at your feet, but. That's completely.
They were there almost every
day. You didn't have to. You didn't have to. So what they're saying is, and what I guess I'm saying too, to a certain degree, is that it's not a very good thing for you to have done that, or not done that rather, and it would just be the decent thing to do. If you know. And the thing is, yes, you did good, but as was said, by buying food and all that. But you should have told someone. You should have told someone.
That's not what I'm saying, G-Man. And you know what, G-Man? I might have to apologize.
DP, I don't want to hear nothing from you, dude. You straw me to death today. Go ahead, Dave. I don't even want to hear it, GP. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, and G-Man, you did know how Shanny was. I mean, you were complaining about her a couple years ago. You said a lot of stuff then that you're saying now.
Hey, Dave, if I see somebody's house dirty and they got kids, should I call CPS?
Depends on how dirty it is. Like you said,
Depends
you
on
saw
how
bags
dirty
of
it is.
trash.
Now,
You said you saw bags of trash and crap and flies. You know how long trash has to set to get flies?
Oh, man.
10 bags of trash pulled up to the
I
garbage.
swear, David, you better not say that word again.
Huh?
I swear you better not say that word you were saying earlier. I don't like that word.
This is the court of public opinion, and people can say whatever they want. What I want to do is I want to get in the courtroom.
You're not obligated to defend yourself at all.
Just gonna be like, man,
you're
there's a lot of
completely
nosy
within
people
your
out there,
legal rights to do what you did. Now let's not get it twisted, G-Man. You and Rev.
That's why I don't want to help nobody no more.
Shanny and Rev and you, we're trying to do each other, man.
God help you if you really need help.
Somebody had to lose, man.
If you actually need help.
Lost.
What happened?
You were trying to screw each other over. You were.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to help them get back on their feet. I was legitimately.
Here's
the thing, dude. I was brainwashed a little bit.
You bought that house for $1. You bought that house for $1. How did that help a poor man?
Well,
that helped him because it got a lot of shit off of Rev. Let's stop that. Let's stop this blocking buying a house for $1 bullshit. Everybody, let's stop that. No, because that helped Rev out. All the things that was on that house, G-Man fixed that house. Rev didn't have that money to do that. I'm not defending G-Man, but damn, let's stop that. The man did what he had to do. Let's stop that. Dave, let's get off of that, man.
Off his back and try to save his house.
There's somebody who left a comment on the Afro-Humanist thingy, and I want to show everybody this. I want to show everybody this. So where is it here?
That buying a house for $1. That anybody would took a house for $1. I know people right now would took a house for $1. But that wouldn't help
his friend. His friend was broke. How's that help the broke person?
Okay, if Rev would have moved in there, all the things, all those, financial things that's on that house, Rev had to pay off and fix the house.
Rev had creditors. And
Rev was not doing that. Dave, let's stop that, man. You know, Rev
he gave one to Uncle, he gave one to G-Man, and his plan was to get it back later after G-Man fixed it up.
But nobody in their right mind would do that. Nobody.
I guess Rev failed, didn't he?
For $1. They were trying.
Rev failed that up.
Over. We all know this. We're laughing about it. We're joking about it on our own channels. We know this.
Back the house after he sold it.
We know this is how it went down. We know this is what this was about. Shanny and Rev was trying to take advantage of G-Man, and G-Man was trying to take advantage of Shanny and Rev.
I wasn't trying to take advantage of nobody.
No, you were.
I wasn't trying to take advantage of nobody. The truth of the matter is, hold on a minute. The truth of the matter is, the first time they gave me that house, I was minding my business and I wasn't even talking to them or whatever. You know what I mean? She made this video saying that she wanted to give me a TV and she wanted to give me a house. That's a fact. The second fact is this. And then I started being nice to them. I chose to forgive them. And then everybody came to this conclusion that I was trying to get the house back. They contacted me. There's a video on YouTube with her dressing up like she's a white black woman or whatever, Shaniqua or whatever she called herself or whatever. And she said that, G-Man, you need to enjoy things. You need to chill. And maybe we could talk about the house again. There was a time when Rev dressed up like the Joker. You know what I mean? And it said that maybe we could talk about the house again after lying a million different times about who owned the house or whatever and whatnot. Okay, you know what I mean? All of that stuff is on the archive channel.
I can say that's true.
So the bottom line is that I never had no intention on using them. Yeah, I got the house for $1, but I also had to spend $2,000 to get a lawyer. He spent $2,000 and I spent $2,000. And I had to get a lawyer. In the back of my mind, I'm wondering, if you're going to be homeless, why are you trying to give me this house and whatnot? And it turns out that he owed a lot of debt to someone in Colorado, and apparently they was going to take it.
So that's just what I said, G-Man.
So selling it to you was a better option.
So he turned the house over to you.
My house now.
And he was going to try to get it back later somehow. After you fixed it up, he's going to try to trick you out of it. You saw an opportunity, and you took it.
No, I did not use them though. I did not use them. They just gave it back to me because remember, I got screwed the first time. And if you look at Dave, you remember all the stuff that this woman said about all this racial garbage she said to me, and how I had to go get a job and how I was pathetic, and it's been 9 months, all this that she said to me and whatnot, right? She prophesied on her own life. She prophesied that she would be poor. She would prophesy that she wouldn't be eating. She prophesied all of that stuff that was going to be happening to her because it didn't happen to me. Because when I got out of there, I was out of there. I was out of there. And when I got out of there, I made as many videos as I could for the better part of a year about those two.
Yeah, you knew exactly the kind of people you were dealing with. You knew exactly the kind of people you were dealing with, G-Man. Come on now.
David.
No, I didn't.
David.
Especially when they first gave me the house the first time, I didn't. No.
Come on,
no,
man.
I didn't. I'm
I'm 60 years old. Tell that nonsense to somebody else.
Both of them are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
All right, all right. Serious offer: $2 and a new Jesus hat for the house.
Jules.
What?
You have to laugh. I said, serious offer: $2 and a new Jesus hat for the house.
That place is expensive, and the repairs and everything on there is ridiculous, man. I don't even want to talk about what I'm presently going through with that place.
Yeah, didn't you say you were already in the hole like $35,000 with that place?
It's still a good deal. It's still a good deal.
If I can rent it out, I won't be. Well, I can start.
If you can sell it.
Hannah wanted to remind everyone that
you'd have to rent that place for eternity to get that 35 grand back.
Not pay rent. All you have to pay is property tax.
What I need to do is move in it. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about moving in there.
That's
Hannah
and I don't mind saying that on the internet because you already know about the address.
Hannah wanted to remind everybody.
I can just move it. Yeah,
guys. Hannah wanted to remind everybody that when he originally was in the house, they turned off the electricity during a blizzard.
That I was partially responsible for that.
Wow. Fight him, G-Man. I give you permission. Fight him.
No, Shanny was complaining that you were still in the house.
Already had to fight about this stuff already. Look, I'm not going into that again.
Shanny was complaining that you were still in the house, and I said, "Look, I got experience in getting rid of deadbeat roommates and stuff." I said, "If with my house, I want them out. I just turned the goddamn utilities off." And then she went and did it. I'm like, what? I wasn't expecting her to actually do it.
She said, "Say less."
I felt a little guilty about that, and that's part of the reason why I helped you out when I did.
Damn, David, you say
what I need to do is give you back your money and pay you back.
That's up to you. That's up to you. It's completely up to you.
Nah. You need to buy him a grill.
That house is a royal pain in my behind. That's what it is.
I think that's a fair deal. I think that's a fair deal. David, you should buy G-Man a grill.
Buy him a grill?
Yeah.
Now that things have calmed down a bit.
I don't need no grill. I can afford to put like the lights on and oil in the tank and everything. I can do that kind of stuff.
Guys, now that things have calmed down a bit, Cruella did want to know if you had ever heard the tapes of the neighbor calling the police because of the kids and fighting at the house in Colorado.
No, but Drag played the tapes of me. I'm sorry, not of me, of the convenience store stuff that happened.
All right, yeah.
Y'all know a lot more about Colorado than I do. I honestly just don't know. All I know is I asked Rev what happened to his money. He told me that it was a combination of Shanny buying stupid stuff and spending his money and losing money in the stock market. And he said that he was purchasing a lot of stuff and everything. So
nah, she stole his card when he was wet brain, bought a bunch of stuff off Amazon.
She did.
I believe you. Because a lot of that stuff that she bought on Amazon, she ain't got no more. The only thing that she has right now that she will not sell is that PlayStation 5. Everything else she has is garbage.
I hope someone steals it.
Why would you want? They need to sell it and go buy some groceries. That's what they need to do. They keep talking about something they want a sandwich. If you want a sandwich, go sell your PS5 and go get a sandwich.
Takes the PS5 to Subway. How many sandwiches can I get?
Probably get you about 20 or 30 of
food. It really is. I'm just sick of seeing it. I'm just.
He needs to leave her because if he leaves her, literally his life will change immediately. Like
he really does need to leave. He does. he could go get a job and
You're right.
find. Shut up, David. I'm trying to be
All that
helpful.
Delta 8 money.
I'm trying
The
to
Delta
be
8
helpful.
story one is interesting because I used to get the Delta 8.
You know,
let's stop that mess. I got it on credit, so I was getting
his
like
claims of his mental disorder is schizoaffective. He's foolish. I had that. I actually had to go to the VA for it, so it's all documented and everything. He stole.
He's self-diagnosed. Both of them are
He stole it from me, right down to the freaking dates. Right down to the freaking dates. He stole it from me. I couldn't believe it, and he stole my escape attempt story.
They really stole a lot from you, David.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand that all these things that happen to me that are bad, like the child abuse and all that other crap, that never gave me a payday. Why do you think it's going to give them one?
They stole some of mine too.
Anyway, he described his mental in a clip that Carrie showed. He described his mental disorder, and what he was describing was stupidity, ignorance, and laziness. It's like those are not the attributes of schizoaffective disorder. A person with schizoaffective disorder has breaks from reality. They would like be doing things that's just freaking weird. That has nothing to do with anything.
Go to the hotel to find out. I don't know why you guys haven't done it yet. They're asking, is the Durango in the middle of the road? I doubt that. I think they would never.
They haven't claimed that Durango yet.
Yeah, I totally doubt that too, G-Man. Totally doubt that.
The repo man hasn't got that Durango yet.
All right.
To be honest, I thought he was going to try to offer me the Durango for the house. I thought
that
was going to.
He don't own it.
Don't take it. He doesn't own it. He owes
I
money.
don't want the Durango. I don't know how to drive. What am I going to do with it? Well,
what I can believe is that Durango.
You just can't do anything with it except sell it, or scrap it.
I think the Durango's been repossessed, brother. I think that's what's happening.
I think so too.
Yeah,
the smoke demon or whatever was coming out of his back tire.
There's a lien on that title. The original owners will come and snatch that car. Let's say he sold it to me. Let's say, I need to sell this thing cheap. I'll take $5,000 for it. Let's say I gave him $5,000 because hey, that's a hell of a deal, $5,000 for a Durango. And then I go to try to have it retitled. The original owner would come and take my car because there's a lien on the title.
I posted a video.
You know, I've been around other YouTubers. I've been around like JD Kane. I've been around like and I'm talking about significant amount of time with JD Kane, and I spent a significant amount of time with like Nate Brody and like Hannah Zubby and certain other people. And the social media addiction that those two got is just ridiculous. Like they was watching Foodie Beauty and Truthfully Trisha like on the big TV screen, and it would be like all day. They would hardly ever watch real TV. Like they would be doing it all day long. This guy would be sleeping. She'll wake him up and, oh my God, Trump said this. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm trying to sleep. I don't care.
You don't watch
and
like
then
Disney
and
Plus
then
or something like that.
Media was like Foodie Beauty.
They don't watch
He's
movies.
got to wake him up and tell him what happened with Foodie Beauty.
They don't watch movies, Disney Plus. They don't watch like the Marvel series and stuff.
They watch. Well, one thing I do got in common with them, I stayed with them one time and I watched A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 with them.
So they do watch.
So we were watching some horror movies.
Yeah.
How do they watch those horror movies though?
Huh?
How did they watch the horror movies?
Like on Netflix.
We had the lights off when we watched it. No. Rev has a Apple account. Something on Apple. He has all of these movies saved to his laptop. And we were able to watch it that way. Plus, he has DVDs.
Okay, I posted a video in the side chat that he made while they were in Colorado, and I wanted to get your response because I don't think you've seen it.
I'm sorry, what happened?
I posted a video in the side chat. He made it while they were in Colorado, and I don't think you've seen it, so I wanted to get your response to it.
All right, I'm waiting for the circle of doom to be over. My internet here ain't that great.
Also, I would like to confirm, I know what hotel Shanny's in, and G-Man's not lying. There is a Dollar General and a grocery store within walking distance, 5 minutes.
Does he have to cross the highway to go to the grocery
store?
Oh, yeah, I saw this one. This is Revelina.
No,
I saw this in real time.
Any highway.
So he's lying.
He's lying. He does not have to go on any. There's like about not even lying. Probably about like
are for sure?
12. Say that again.
Do you know that's where they are for sure? You know.
Yep. Yep, compared the room to the room that they show in their videos, it's the same exact decor and everything.
Let me ask you something, Jules. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
How did you find out what hotel it was at? Did they tell you?
No, well, Shanny and Rev like to show too much and say too much. So it's not that hard to know where they are and then search hotels or motels near them. So it's kind of putting two and two together.
Information away, G-Man.
That's the mistake I made. I put it in his name. I should have put it in somebody else's name.
Across the street and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because their motel
there is a Dollar General
very
directly
specific.
across the street. Yeah. Yeah.
And they take EBT.
Yep, the grocery store does.
They take EBT. Yeah, he used it when I was
all
there.
Dollar Generals take EBT.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't go
nationwide.
The grocery
you don't have to worry
store
about it.
is like called WIS or something. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's W something, whatever. And they take EBT.
Yeah, Isabella, I saw the Revelina video. I saw that video when it was first made back then.
All right, so can I get a comment on that video?
Is that the one where he's asked, we're saying,
Say that
G-Man, I'm a
again?
damsel in distress?
Yes. Can I get a comment? A response on that video?
I'm a damsel in distress, Gary. Can you buy me a drink, Gary?
Oh, and while we're on the subject of EBT, don't forget Amazon also takes EBT, so they can always order from Amazon, no problem.
And Walmart also takes it, and they deliver.
Straight to your
Yeah,
house.
I forgot about that. Walmart will deliver. It costs more, but yeah, they can get delivered.
Lots
there.
of places will, and they all take EBT
So they're
cards. They don't
lying.
have an
They're trying
excuse.
they're trying to get money so they can buy drugs and crap.
The one thing that
Yeah, that's why I
doesn't
laugh
make no
my
sense
butt
to
off
me
every
is
time they talk about that, because they
I
sound
think
like total
You were wrong
idiots.
about
Yeah.
one thing,
the
though.
internet.
G-Man, you were wrong about one thing, though. You said that Delta 8 is not a drug.
What?
Well, technically, you're correct. Delta 8 not being a drug. It's the THC in the Delta 8 that's the drug.
Quick question: why are they trying to live off of YouTube instead of trying to get a job? Like
easier
I'm
than
the real
working, I
reason.
guess.
Because they don't want to get jobs.
No. I think he can't work for some reason in order to get some money from somewhere. I think that's what's really going on. It has to
For
be.
one, nobody's going to hire him because it has you described in the earlier video. He shows up for a
He
freaking
doesn't
job
wanna
interview,
work.
nasty as hell.
He thinks that he's
No, he
entitled
doesn't
to
wanna
a
work.
management position, even though he has no work history at all. He thinks that he can walk into a store and become a manager instantly.
When people first brought up getting a job, he said, "Can you
Well,
imagine?"
that will
work?
piss off everybody working there. I mean, can you imagine working? Let's say you work at Walmart, and you worked at Walmart for like 2 years, and then someone just got hired.
And then what's also
and
weird
then
is
they're your boss.
threatening to leave him if he doesn't find a job.
She's not going to leave
To
him.
me, that's
She
just
needs
weird.
him.
There's something off about that.
Who's going to wipe her backside?
She can't walk,
No, there's something
remember?
more to it than that. No. I believe
can't figure out how
that.
come she can't do this. How come she can't take a big towel that she can keep in her bathroom? Of course, she'd have to clean it every time she uses it, so she can keep laundry detergent in there and then clean it in the bathtub. Run water. She can take a big towel, get it wet,
I don't think our
and
arms
just
are
go
long
between
enough
her legs and
to
just
get to her butt.
just do that and clean herself.
I don't think our arms are long enough to get to her butt.
I'm talking about big
Like
bath
Shanny's
towel,
butt
man.
is really big.
A bath towel couldn't do that.
Mm.
You'd have to reuse the same bath towel and then clean it.
They sell like these little stick things that you put the toilet paper in.
I mean, that's what I would do if I had to. I mean, god dang, man.
All I know is this: they don't have to contact me asking me for no money because I'm not trying to hear it no more.
It'd be nasty because you have to clean it every
I'm
day.
not going to help too lazy.
No, they have no excuse not to work.
There is
don't believe
always
it.
a way. There is always a way to deal with your situation. There always is. You just have to sit down and figure it out.
There are remote jobs they could get, but they won't do those.
Yeah, I get advertised. I'm thinking about checking out a few of them myself. I see advertisements for them all the time. And basically, all you're doing is you're filling out forms. I think you're just sitting at the computer filling forms. And if she can sit at the keyboard and read off comments and type in responses, and if she can do that, she could do a remote job.
Dude, she was screaming tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to check that video out. I'm going to check. She put out another video after Rev did.
She was screaming.
All I caught was about 3 seconds of it, and she was like, ah!
I would be going to yours
going
after this
off, man.
On what stream?
The Twitch stream.
On Twitch.
Yeah. She was screaming that she's hungry.
Hell out. And while I was waiting to come in here, I listened to about 3 seconds of it, and then I had to turn it off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she was freaking screaming.
Yeah, it's not that long of a video. Got cut off because of their bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
but
she has a horrible audio on her.
She was on Twitter talking about how she wanted a Philly cheesesteak and jalapeno poppers, and somebody needed to buy them for her.
Why?
Jeez.
What should we?
No.
And then Rev made a video begging for us to give them money for Subway. So
I
saw that one and downloaded it.
What'd be in it for me to do that?
You'll be blessed by God's children.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Like when she said me going blind.
I don't think Shanny understands what's going on with the economy. I don't think they understand that everybody is trying to make sure they got food in the event that the grid goes down or whatever. I don't think they understand what's going on in the world.
Well, okay, they want G-Man. They want a sandwich, correct? You know that they can walk to that grocery store and get lunch meat and make sandwiches that are cheaper than buying a sandwich. They can literally go get lunch meat with EBT.
Are you serious?
And make a million sandwiches.
Are you serious? Can you actually do that?
You ever do what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Literally, it's so frustrating. Like, just go get friggin' lunch meat and call it a day. Like, I know you're gonna eat it within a day. Like, we get it, Shanny.
Believe it or not, you can't tell by looking at me. You can't tell by looking at me. But I used to do what you do. I used to do what you do.
To me?
No, she's not responding to people on Twitter.
Just freaking out in general. But anyway, I used to do what you do up until age 35. I rode a bike everywhere. Now, did you do what I used to do? You would get a backpack, wear it, and then ride to the grocery store and buy yourself some groceries and ride home. Did you used to do that? Sometimes you might make 2 or 3 trips. And you do the same thing with laundry. You ride.
But I do that when I walk.
To the laundromat. If you didn't have washing, you did that. That's what you do. You don't just sit there and just go, what am I going to do? Nobody's doing nothing for me. You don't sit around and do that because nobody really cares. Maybe a few people might once in a while, but not enough to depend on. So they were fortunate they had someone like you, G-Man. They were fortunate, and it had to end sooner or later. So
I'm surprised a lot of y'all didn't figure that out. Eventually, my money was going to run out.
Oh, we knew that, G-Man. We were just waiting for it to happen.
I think everyone knew it.
Damn.
They didn't.
Well, they expect everyone.
I'm just glad I handled things the way I did. I got
they think money should just fall out of the sky. They think they should just sit there. They deserve money because they exist. They don't understand that we have to work for all our money. We even have to work for the money we give them. We have to work for that. You pretty much put them on straight on that one. Everything they get, somebody had to work for it.
Hold on. She did make a video about you, G-Man.
Did she?
Can you post it in the chat so we can watch it?
It's on the Twitch.
Please.
When did she make
you
it?
are liars who convince people of lies. And
no, that was the video.
That's the one.
Yeah, she told me how she felt uncomfortable. She said in her video she felt uncomfortable with living in the house with G-Man. When G-Man owning the house, she felt like she was in a prison.
No, she didn't. No, she got video, man. There.
Let me guess.
She was like, G-Man was kicking her out. This is what G-Man was kicking her out. She's going, no.
Listen.
Real quick, let me make a guess.
Get your Delta 8 out of here, G-Man.
G-Man standing back behind this chair, and Shanny said, going, no.
Real quick, let me make a guess, GP. She said that she felt uncomfortable because she thought he would sexually assault her.
Oh, that's her go-to. That's one of her go-tos. Everybody wants to sexually assault her.
Is that what she said, GP?
No, I mean,
she hasn't played that card in a while, though.
Shanny told me that G-Man wanted to marry her really bad, and she wouldn't marry G-Man.
She just slandered you.
I am a little disturbed, though, G-Man.
Did you just hear? Did you just hear it? I played it.
No, that is funny.
Okay, everybody quiet, mute, and play it again.
That is so funny coming from the same woman who offered to be with G-Man publicly. I think everybody's seen that video, right?
She has always seen him as the end.
She said she felt uncomfortable with me in there, but I got a text message.
You could have had
that said
this,
that she would
G-Man.
blink my brains out. I have a text
You could have been
message that
sucking
says that she
these
will blink my
titties.
brains out if I
Yeah, that's right.
Huh?
Those who
Nothing,
have been here
nothing.
long
I'll show everybody. Hold on.
Those of us
Listen,
who've been here
show
long
hold
everybody.
enough
on,
Hold on.
listen.
know she's
I'm
lying.
about to play it. I'm about to play
Everybody
it. One
mute.
last. Tell me if I can
Yeah.
hear it.
All right. Let me find that text. These women must be
That is
crazy.
hysterical.
Jenny's boobs are like tire flaps.
She totally was coming on to you
Turn it up
in
louder. We
public
can't hear
on a
it.
stream, and now she's
Okay,
saying,
I can't hear it. I
nah,
can't
he's
hear
a
it.
predator.
Everybody mute.
All right, I'm gonna play it one last time. So I have to start it back over because the beginning is about Gman.
Turn it up as loud as you can.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something better. Give me 1 second. I'm just taking off my headphones. So give me 1 second.
All right. Real quick, Jules, can you repeat what she said that JD used to play all the time about him?
About which the one about
Yes.
she could have had him.
Yeah, that he could have had her. Repeat the exact phrasing, please.
Hold on. I don't remember word from word, but it was like you could have had.
I saw that video. I could have been licking her every day. She said, "Yeah, right.
You
Whatever."
could have been sucking on these titties, licking this pussy.
Those are actual quotes, people. We used to play it all the time. I think it's even on one of the soundboards.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Could you hear me?
No.
Oh, yeah, so you could. All right, so here.
Okay, play the video. I want to hear this crazy mess.
Real good, solid fucking intellectual you have. Bullshit about someone. And they get paid for it. They get paid to lie. And you're enabling liars. You're enabling slanderers. And you're enabling a transphobic, homophobic piece of shit. I felt like I was imprisoned in that house. Constantly threatened by that guy. Constantly threatened. Don't speak about this. Don't say this. You better say this. And you all know he does it. But he's the good one, right? Someone who say he'd take a baseball bat to a trans head. Yeah, okay. And don't come around and say I supported him with that bullshit, because I remember making several videos calling him a piece of shit for it. I would never support that bullshit. I know there's been a couple of times in my life where I have gotten violent, but I do not condone that action. I don't condone violence. And the times I was violent, I realized I needed therapy for it, and I got therapy for it.
And the lie detector determined that's a lie.
Problem. Like, how could I do this? I was a pacifist. But it's trauma. It's being pushed around way too many times by men.
Oh, she's going to the man cry. That's it.
Who can push that big ass bitch? Tell me right now.
So what you talking about, G-Man? What's going on there?
So Shanny, so what you're saying is when you punch Rev in the eye, you needed therapy for that? And when you were beating up
Nah, G-Man, she got them.
You needed therapy for that?
She got them double handcuffs
got a
and an
concussion,
ambulance
but she
ride.
needs therapy. She gave Red a concussion, but she's the one that needs therapy.
Rev's too scared to speak his mind up in there. But as far as her being a prisoner in there, I would feel like a prisoner too if all I did was sat on the bed all day playing video games and eating Doritos all day.
That's all
you know what I
she
mean?
could
And
do.
by the
Those
way,
are her
that's
skills.
metaphorical when I say Doritos.
But
You know
were
what I mean?
you
She wish she had
specifically
Doritos.
holding her prisoner? Because that's what she's claiming.
I wasn't holding her prisoner. She see, here's the problem with Shanny. I was giving them advice as far as like what they should go on YouTube and talk about. And I said that that you need to stop going on there and telling everybody that's going on in your life, every little thing that goes on in your life, especially when you're living here, because I don't want them showing up here or whatever. Y'all wasn't even supposed to know they were there. They couldn't even keep that a secret.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna have to. I hate to do this, but G-Man is right, because he was telling me that for a couple of months. He was like, I don't know why saying things. They should not tell them that they even here. He, me and G-Man have problems. He's 100% correct. He did tell them to keep their personal life to themselves.
I did figure out why they're doing
Ain't that the irony? They told them to keep their personal life.
I know why they're doing it.
Everyone has told them to keep their personal lives to themselves, but they just
I know
can't
why
seem
they're
to do
doing
it.
it. I figured it out. It took me a long time, but I figured it out. This is the only thing they have. This is the only way that they can connect with other people. It has the least amount of effort, and they can connect with other people. Because I figured it out when I was trying to listen to Shanny do that audio, that she had an audio issue with her Twitch, and you couldn't hardly understand her because it keeps sputtering. But yet people were telling her in her chat, "We can't understand you. Why are you even bothering?" And then it dawned on me, she doesn't care. She wants that interaction because that's her only way of having any kind of human contact that doesn't require effort. Taking care of her kids require effort. I said, like in the old days before the internet, if you wanted to have human contact, you want to have human relationship, then you had to reinforce relationships that you already had, like with her children, with her husband, with family members. That takes effort. And Shanny's not about anything that takes effort.
Oh, since I got Jules in here, Jules, there was a little controversy about this letter. Let me go over there and get it real quick. Hold on a minute.
The one I didn't write.
Jules.
So
yeah.
I'm going to show everybody what I'm talking about here. You might as well confirm it because it don't mean anything no more.
I'm going to have to say one thing, Jules. You are the new.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to do the things that I said I'm
I
going to
take
do.
my hat off to you.
What did I do?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm talking
What
about
did
you
you
living
do,
in Durango
Jules?
Street. I thought that was funny. When you living on Durango Street. When you living on
Bro,
Durango
I
Street.
didn't.
Durango Street?
G-Man, I did not
Let me
write
finish
that
this
letter.
Durango.
Hold on, Jules. I want to show you it though. Hold on. Let me see if I can
Okay.
find it. Hold on. I want to show you it. Hold on.
What letter?
I'm with it.
It's a
Thank
typed
you,
letter.
Sundar. I don't know what I did or said to deserve that, but thank you.
Let me see if it's in here. Hold on. Let me see. What the heck did I do with that letter? Did I bring it back to Scranton? Because I showed. Did you guys see the letter that they left there about Dragnet, where they was praying that God would avenge them and let him be destroyed or whatever?
His death
One of
note,
them called him a rapist too. Huh?
Oh.
His death note, yeah, we saw it.
Yeah. None of that stuff is here. I think I brought that letter back to
Well, I will say this, G-Man. I did not write a letter and send it to the house.
Oh, that
all
letter.
I know is that your name was on
that letter. Oh,
somebody sent them a Lowe's.
We were all laughing about that.
That was the Lowe's
that was
award.
nonsense.
Still got
No offense, I do not care enough to waste a stamp on them. Nor
what about all
have
the
I ever had to mail a letter.
What about all the? You write better than that. I think Shanny wrote that.
No, Shanny didn't write it. I got to show you it. And it's not here.
It's a typed letter.
Give me some random troll that just having a go at you, G-Man.
It's probably a random troll.
Okay, that's possible. But
I can tell by listening to Jules that she would craft a better letter than that.
No offense, I would admit it too.
Raquel
I
apparently
don't need to lie about it.
And also, you're smart enough to use Grammarly.
Yeah, right. Spell check.
Oh, by the way, Rev, this is a threat, Rev.
Whatever.
Revelation News, this is a threat, dude. If you ever get on YouTube and call me the N-word again, I still got this, brah. Just remember that.
What is that?
What is that?
No. Oh, it's passwords and everything to the to his MacBook.
What
and his passwords and everything. I got it right here.
LOL.
Like I said,
that
I'm just
always
waiting
bothered me. That always
the
bothered me,
N-word. People
G-Man.
ain't seen me do
want to
nothing
go,
yet.
you want to go to the doxing and all the information and stuff.
No. I'm not going to do that.
That always
Yeah. I'm not going to do. I'm just letting them know if I start hearing that N-word and all that nonsense come out of his mouth again. Because when they was in Colorado, they had big mouths with that mess. You know.
What do you feel about that time you went out into the woods and you were raging into the night? Well, how do you feel about that?
And I don't know. When I first met Rev had this conclusion that he was stronger than me. When I first met him, the first thing he wanted to do was arm wrestle me, and I think it's because of what Drag said on his channel. So he arm wrestled me, and it didn't last long. And then I reminded him. I said, "You remember that challenge you gave me about that boxing challenge? Remember that when Big C and when they were dealing with Big C and all of them? He said he wanted to challenge me to a boxing fight for charity or whatever.
Yeah,
like Rev is really scrawny. You know what I mean? Standing next to me, if you saw us standing next to each other, like he's skin and bones, that wouldn't have been much of a challenge.
Wow.
Which also would explain why his face. I'm curious why his face didn't break when Shanny, did what she did.
We theorized that she used to split that lip. But I'm curious about something though. You remember the video you made? You went into the night and you screaming into the darkness and at the trees and everything about the tire. Do you still feel animosity?
I had to apologize about that.
Yeah, because
I apologize about that because I trusted Shanny and Rev and they lied.
You said
there's
you
a
wanted
video
to
on
come find
YouTube
me.
with Shanny
You
and
said
Rev
you wanted to come find me and kill me. You remember that?
Oh, I apologize for that.
Okay, I accept your apology.
Here's the thing about me, Dave. I was going through a lot of mental stuff when all of that stuff was happening, and I didn't see no other way of dealing with y'all because asking y'all to stop, assuming that you did it. You know what I mean? Asking y'all to stop was a waste of time because I tried that in the past and it didn't work.
Nobody, even Rev's recanting.
Of course y'all didn't. Of course y'all didn't. Of course y'all didn't because now I got the girl at the
that tire was a blowout and he drove on it and the rim tore up the tire.
I never tell you what happened when I went to the convenience mart, did I?
No.
I went to the convenience mart and I went for that and I went to go meet that lady. She wasn't there. But I did ask people about the car and they said that, and one of the people there confirmed that he was driving around with a flat.
Yeah, one of the people that worked tire out. That rim will chew that tire up.
And by the way, it's not just them. The neighbors were saying the same thing too.
Yeah, so
some of the neighbors were saying this.
He just did that to get you to fix the tire, G-Man, to get you to foot the bill.
Well, like I said, that won't be happening no more. And anybody on here that's concerned about me changing my mind and whatnot, y'all need to go see therapy because that ain't gonna happen.
Change your mind about what?
Shanny's been paying me for way too long now.
By doing good with Shanny and Rev again? Or is that what? Change your mind about what, G-Man?
Regarding some people here on YouTube
change your mind.
Some people here on YouTube.
What we expect from you, G-Man? We expect you to keep being the way you are. That's what we expect.
Toby means I am 5'11". I'm an inch under being 6 feet. All right. When I was in high school, I was guarding people that was 7 feet tall, dude. Like, stop it.
I'm a towering 5'8".
And I think Shanny doesn't even know how tall she is. Shanny's about 6'1".
I'm guessing about because I've seen her pictures. She's standing in a door frame and she's a big woman. She's big.
Yes. Yeah.
But
she's delusional. She thinks she can beat up every man that she meets.
I said this in one of my live streams. I don't know what I do if I see Shanny charging me. I don't know what I do. I try to run the other way or something, man. I don't know what I do.
You never charged me.
That'd be freaking terrifying. You see Shanny come lumbering towards you, as big as she is. I know you either have to run or clothesline her. I don't think clotheslining would work. As big as she is, she gets some momentum and some speed behind her. You're done.
Like I said, Shanny can intimidate certain people, but I ain't one of them. She can do what the Rev thinks she can do without her.
You try to do stick a move on her, or any kind of martial roundhouses or anything. If you're in shape enough, I used to be in shape enough to do that stuff. Her mass would just absorb the impact. She wouldn't feel it.
She can't run.
You'd have to. Not according to Rev. According to Rev, well, maybe not run technically, but she can move. She can move fast if she's pissed off.
Rev actually admitted to me on multiple occasions that if she really has to, she can get up and walk, and she can walk to the convenient mart if she actually has to.
She can get up and cross the room real fast.
They got
and
to
kick his
argument over
butt.
that, by the way, in front of me. Huh?
That's what he pretty much said, that she can get up out of the room and run across there and give him an uppercut or something. I don't know.
Because he allows it.
She did say she moves fast when she's or he did say she moves fast when she's attacking him.
And judging from what I've seen, you try to hit her or do anything like that, and you'd have to hit her in some, like, if you could find a bony part. I don't know if you could, but you'd have to hit her where there's no soft tissue. I don't think you'd be able to find a spot unless it's her forehead.
Well, that's why I told her I had a 20-pound sledgehammer in my basement.
Oh, come on, Gman, don't you say stuff.
Dude, let me tell you something. The way she was talking, she says, I could totally kick your butt. Because she looked at me and she was just sitting there claiming she had the legs was bothering her and everything and whatnot. And I said, listen, you're a woman and it's kind of not fair to talk about this. I was being sexist, I'll admit that. And I said that I wouldn't try to fight you. If you put your hands on me, two things are gonna happen. I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm gonna get my sledgehammer, I'm gonna teach you a lesson, then I'm gonna throw you out. Straight up. I had all kinds of nail guns there.
You'll probably be in jail before the day's over if that happens.
So she threatened to hit you.
You'll probably be in jail before the day's over if
yeah. I'm pretty sure of it. But you know what? I'll be in jail, a man that defending himself, though. I won't have no reputation of being her female dog. I'll put it to you that way.
That's small comfort sitting in jail, G-Man.
She used to get on my nerves with that, men and women are equal. I said, we're equal? Okay, no problem then. You can do what you want to him. Don't pull that mess with me. Because we're equal. You can't call the police. Why should you have rights for me not be able to hit you, but you can put your hands on me whenever you want? How does that work?
Well,
that stuff's just a card she pulls when it's convenient, G-Man. That's all it is.
When she originally went to jail, she called the cops on Jason for hitting her, but they arrested her because
she got arrested for assault. She got arrested for domestic assault. Yeah,
she called the police because she said that he was drunk and he wanted the keys or something like that, and she didn't want to.
Yeah, they were at the movie theater, and Rev didn't want to be there because he
was arguing over me, by the way.
Because he didn't want to spend time with the kids. He didn't want to watch a kid movie. That man did not want to be a father. He didn't. In spite of what he said.
Here's the thing. They got into an argument in that house over me because Rev thought that Shanny and me was cheating, that we were cheating, and that she was going to leave him. He actually believed that.
Shanny said that you and her had sex. She said
did.
That.
What?
She did. There's a video of her saying
she said that you and her had sex.
Can I see the video, please?
It's on Draven.
Can I see the video?
Can I see the video?
Let's see if I can find it.
Okay, David, you're gonna look for it.
Well, I have a copy where it's.
Are you sure she said that?
I'm absolutely sure.
Yes, I remember hearing that multiple times.
I'll tell you exact words. G-Man gave me some good dick the other night, and it was so good.
Really?
That's on Draven's channel.
That has to be edited.
David, find that video.
No, it wasn't edited.
It was during a live stream. I was actually in the live stream when she said it.
And we thought that maybe it was true because you didn't refute it. You didn't correct her. So we thought maybe it might be true.
No, nothing like that happened. I assure you of that. Nothing like that happened.
It's your business if it did, but
no, it didn't happen. Okay. And I didn't know about this video. Let me see this video.
I don't know.
Y'all believe that crap?
Okay.
I did not believe it.
Give me a minute. Give me a couple minutes.
But she did say it during a live stream. And we were surprised she joined the live stream because I was in that live stream.
What lifetime did this happen?
It was about like 6 months ago or so.
It was during the time that I couldn't see because I went in so I could talk to Draven without having to worry about text. And she just randomly joined and said that.
You know what? She probably was trolling you guys. I got to see what she's talking about. She probably just trolling you.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing surprising. She's willing to say anything.
My next video is going to be about. I didn't have no sex with no Shanny, please.
Well, to be fair, I never thought you did. I thought she was lying.
How goes it, brother?
I got more sense than that.
Hey, Hogtie.
That might be Rev under a sock account. Was that Hog Tie?
Looks like Hog Tie to me.
It's Hog Tie. He might be taking a second though.
Oh, I'm just the Bluetooth. What's up with this StreamYard and Bluetooth? Oh, sorry, Gman, I interrupted you. I miss good old Google Hangouts. You click the thing. Sometimes your sound went bad. You hit F5. You were out. You were in. Everything was smooth. How's it going tonight, Gman? I got something quick for you, but I've not been watching. Just Gman in general. How's it going today?
I'm all right. And you?
Okay. Hey, yeah, I sort of got my hands full today. Not to get into my own personal stuff, but today's bonkers. But I heard you say something. I wanted to give you a little info here. And this has to do with, you sat down with Dragnet, and there's something he said to you that I could tell from the conversation. He was trying to cue you about something. You didn't quite hear him. So here's what it's got to do with. That gal at the convenience store, shaved side of the head kind of thing. You know who I'm talking about, hey? So what happened was she was working there. She had a number of interactions with Revelation News. You've heard it described elsewhere. I won't need to recount it. You know who I'm talking about. But based on some of the things that happened, Shanny caught wind of it, and she started calling the convenience store, complaining to the manager about how this young lady with her shaved up head, whatever, undercut. I believe the ladies call it an undercut. Whatever. Shanny started calling the store and complaining. Yeah, okay, I'll be quick here. So she was calling the store and complaining, and obviously it was because she didn't want this woman within 1,000 miles of Revelation News. So Shanny was calling the store to complain about this woman. So the manager talks to her and says, "Hey, this lady's calling and she's concerned about these conversations." And she said, "You know what? I want nothing to do with these people. Can you please move me to a different store?" So she was actually, it's in the same chain. Like, for example, if it's I don't know if it's 7-Eleven. I'm just saying, because you have 7-Eleven, we have 7-Eleven. She got moved to a different 7-Eleven. Again, I don't know if it was 7-Eleven. She's still working for the company, but she will not be a cashier at that store. So G-Man, when you were talking with Dragnet and you said that you were going to swing by the store and talk to her, Dragnet said she's not there anymore, but he didn't tell you the reason why. Dragnet said to you, G-Man, he said, if you want to talk to her, please reach out to me, meaning Dragnet, and I'll try to set it up. But please don't go to the store looking for her, because you know what it's like when you're on the internet and nonsense happens and then people start showing up at your work. Can you imagine what that's like? So she doesn't work there anymore is what I'm trying to tell you.
So Shanny tried to get her fired and she got transferred instead.
Right. Thank you. Right. So that was a much more succinct and tidy description. I just wanted to jump in and tell you.
But the whole point of the story is that the whole point of the story is that they that ultimately I got confirmation that he was driving around with a flat.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a different issue. You and I talked about that separately. Like I told you, and again, you remember where I'm from, and it's not the fun part, right? I'm from the cold part, the cold expanse. I put tens of thousands of miles on tires, and the instant I saw that picture, it's not dry rot, it's not rebar puncture. Can I say something funny about the rebar thing? Their whole notion, their whole BS story is that somebody wanted to make their life miserable, somebody malicious. Now picture this, there's a person that wants to make their life miserable. So they go to where the Durango is and they get not a knife, but a piece of rebar, and they stab one tire 90 times. Now, come on. If you're really malicious,
an insane story.
In 4 pokes, you could puncture 4 tires. But
or you could put sugar in the gas tank.
Put sugar in the gas tank. They could have done anything.
Again, I allowed myself to be deceived and I was just gullible. So it's all good. It's all good.
Well, you being gullible, that's a subjective thing. Sorry, I interrupted you again, but I am going to go, I promise. I just wanted to touch on the facts. I mean, honestly, G-Man, that tire, it was clear that it was ripped up by a rim. It happens. I've seen it. I've done it myself. I just didn't lie about it afterwards to get people to donate money. And so I didn't want to talk about the tire thing again, but I wanted to make it clear, please don't go to the store thinking you're going to meet this person, because she will never be at that store again. If you really, I don't think you need to talk to her, but if you really do, Dragnut offered to set you up in a conversation with her. I don't know why you would.
No, I'm good. There's no need for that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to do that no more. I'm good. I got my confirmation. I'm good.
That's groovy.
All right. All right. So, Dave, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I found the video. I don't know how I'm going to be able to play it so you could hear it.
Give me the link.
Try.
Give me the link. I'll watch it and then I'll respond to it tomorrow or something.
Okay.
Yeah, give me the link and then I'll watch it and then I'll make a proper response to it. Because I never heard her say nothing like that before.
Yeah, it was during a live stream and I was there.
Okay. So did you put it in the side chat?
I put it in the side chat.
In the private,
do you need it somewhere else?
In the private chat. That's what I wanted.
It needs to be in the private chat, David.
Oh, wait a minute. I did that on a different spot. Excuse me.
While you're doing that, I'm going to say I feel bad for this girl. She's working at a convenience store, just doing her job, and then because she gets mixed up in some internet drama, people start calling her work. Oh
yeah,
my God.
poor
Can you
girl.
imagine what that's like?
Actually, I can because she did the same thing to me. She sent them that video of the box.
Wait a minute, she did this last year?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Yes, hog tie.
Huh.
And
Gman gave me the best dick the other day. It was so good.
What?
What? What?
Well, I put the music stuff in there. You probably don't want to live stream that.
Gman gave me the best dick the other day. It was so good.
Okay, so is Draven being serious with her or is she trolling Draven?
No, she just randomly came in and said that.
She just said that. And not only that, Draven said that she kept trying to strip. Her and Rev were trying to strip, or they stripped when they were in the back to try to get him in trouble. They were, and he was,
okay, so
she was like playing with his junk and stuff, trying to get that on his live stream.
Okay, so she was trolling. I'll look at that and then I'll make a response.
But she did say it.
No, nothing like that ever happened. No, nothing like that.
It doesn't change the fact she did say it.
No, nothing like that happened. No.
That's a vile accusation against you.
I share your sentiment more than you know. That's one of the most disgusting fates I could imagine having.
He says one of the most disgusting fates. No.
I mean, if it were a choice between her and a gay dude, I would consider it.
David. Oh my God.
I would at least consider it.
David.
I can always put a mask on, so I could be like this.
Did the gay dude shower? The gay dude
oh no, I have to put a nose thingy in there too.
I'd be like, can we just cuddle and hold hands? Because I don't really want to do this.
I'm good.
Does the gay guy know how to manage a budget at all?
Right.
Well, anyway,
that's something I'm looking for in my man. I can tell you that.
The Afro-humanist didn't show up, and she was smart for not showing up because the stuff that she was saying. Well, actually, she did say one thing on there though. She says, "How do I sleep at night?" And if you don't believe me, I'll put the link there so you guys can watch this. And you can.
No, I saw it. I watched that video, Gman.
That woman sat there and said, "How do I sleep at night knowing I bought a house for them for $1 and they're homeless?" And I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Really?"
She don't. And then I just said that she was uninformed and everything. She don't know the facts. I mean, yeah, we all have our opinions about certain things, but they don't deserve any sympathy. They really don't.
She said, "How do you sleep at night?" Well, considering, okay, I may have bought it for $1, but I assure you that place cost me a lot more than some stupid $1. That's for sure. I don't know where people keep getting this mess from. I could have honestly bought that house outright. Honestly, I could just bought
but when I brought that up originally, and I was saying like how does that help Rev? I was trying to get you to admit, and you did, maybe reluctantly, but you did. He had creditors. That's what I was trying to get you to admit to. Yeah, it was something that we all figured out.
But when I first heard about it was the day that they was moving, and he said that, and to think, he says, quote, and to think, me and Shanny thought you was going to get frustrated and give us back the house. All the money I spent on this place, you thought I was going to be frustrated over here.
Yeah, you're going to walk away. Okay, G-Man, I have a little bit of hard time believing you put $35,000 in that house because I think you could have probably rebuilt the house for around that.
No, I wouldn't need more than that to rebuild it.
Demolish the house and just build a new house on top of the foundation. You don't think
No, there's a lot of stuff inside that had to be done. They were destroying certain things in there, had to replace.
Well, I mean, you just bulldoze the house, just bulldoze it and rebuild another house.
No, I'm either going to sell it or I'm going to rent it out, and I'm probably going to move in it. To be perfectly honest, I'm probably just going to move in.
I've been involved in home remodeling, man.
That really blew my
very
mind was
expensive.
when I found out he gave his uncle a house too. That's something I didn't know prior to them coming to PA. I didn't know that he gave his uncle a house.
Yeah,
it surprised me too. I thought he just had the one. I thought he just had the
house.
one.
No. He had two. I think he said he had three actually.
You've met this uncle? You've met this uncle?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Is he as stupid as we think he is?
No, nowhere near it. And honestly, he's smarter than me because he only put up with that mess for about 2 months, I think. So
was he aware of any of the videos and stuff like from the move and all that?
Oh, he can't stand the YouTube people. He can't stand them. But I think Shanny had been the reason why they on why they had to go.
They messed up his house too, right? They messed up his house too, didn't they?
From what I understand, no. They didn't want to work because the understanding was that they was going to go there and find a job, and they didn't want to go find a job.
So I was hearing that they went upstairs and they weren't supposed to. They left the place, maybe not as dirty as they left yours.
He didn't tell me anything about that, but I know how he feels about them not wanting to find no work though. So
yeah, we heard rumors about that too.
Yeah, Shanny and Rev refuse to work, but that's their business. What I want to do is end this stream, and I want to go watch this Twitch stream where she's yelling at the top of her lungs, saying,
"Yeah, I want to do the same thing." So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bow out.
David, I'm gonna go over to yours.
Oh, are you now? Okay.
Yeah, I'll be going over there.
So hey, Sabella, if you have the video, Sabella, because I know you downloaded everything, can I please have the archives in my Mark by God, please? That's number one. Okay.
Okay.
You went there somewhere, and then two, I want that video where she sat there and she told me to get the blank out of her house, and she had that scarf on and she was making all those condescending videos. I want to make a mini documentary on that.
Okay, the problem is that while I was unable to see the main archive I had, the one that had thousands of videos in it and all those stuff from Mark by God, it got flagged down. So I don't have that anymore. But I will see what I can find.
Flagged it down. I'm the only person that can do that.
She probably got a hold of the link and flagged it down that way because I had a lot of her videos.
Well, and if you do find it, if you can find the video where she's wearing that gray and black scarf, where she was just acting like condescending, putting down everybody, I would like a copy of that because I want to use that for like a mini video I want to put together.
I will see what I still have. I had a backup archive, but it didn't have everything. It didn't have the Mark by God stuff in it.
Gotcha. So my email address is gtvgtv3@gmail.com, or you can send it to the other email address. And there's moregary@gmail.com. You can send it there.
Gmail.com. Hey, if you want, I can spoil / tease the thing that happened on Shanny's Twitch stream, just to help people decide.
No. I want to go watch it. I want to watch it. I want to hear this.
Okay, then let me not say what it's about. Let me say, Gman, it's not as much about you as you might think. There certainly is some, she's got some pretty serious rage for you, but it's mostly she's upset with just everything. The whole world just doesn't treat Shanny the way Shanny ought to be treated, and her ankles hurt. Apparently, her ankles hurt.
Oh,
were they watching this stream when they made that?
Sorry, ask that again.
Were they watching this stream?
Who are they? Like Shanny? No. It was Shanny alone. In fact, I think Rev appears early on and then he ditches for some. I don't know. Again, I've been kind of busy, so I kind of missed it. No, it's not in response to anything that you had done. It's really in response to life not treating Shanny and people. Just she can't trust people, and my ankles hurt, and why don't people treat me better? And I've worked and I've worked and I've worked and I've worked. And apparently, she works a lot. I didn't. That's what it's about.
I like to see some money for it. Because if you meet them right now, you would never know that these two have $700,000. They have nothing other than that Durango, if they still have that.
Well, they don't. Yeah, I mean, they don't have the money. And honestly, they were, it's not just that they kind of live in squalor because now they're poor people. They were kind of, let me say, untidy even when they still had money. But no, that's not the point. I mean, maybe I don't want to say too much about what's in there, because you're saying you kind of want to savor it as it comes out. But I'm saying, don't go there thinking she was doing something in reaction to you. It's in part due to you. But G-Man, you're just one of all the people in the world who just don't treat Shanny the way she ought to be treated. Boo, boo.
She has a lot of videos on here talking about this. She got 1, 2, 3, 4. She got 4 videos talking about these things. Wow. I want to hear all of them. All right, so let me go watch this.
What else is she going to do with her time? And actually, by the way, there's a funny moment that's in there where she goes on about, again, I was sort of in and out, but there's a moment where she kind of rails on about how I'm not going to respond to that. I'm not going to respond to that. She sort of reclaims her dignity by claiming that I'm not going to address things that people say about me on the internet. And you can't make me respond to that. Look, here's my, she doesn't listen to me, but like, this is what I would tell her. Nobody wants you to respond to that stuff. In fact, a real friend would encourage you, don't respond to any of it. Here's what you could do. Look for a job.
The end. And that's a perfect way to end the stream. Later, guys. Let's see that outro.